Welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas. Embarrassing. Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever.
Welcome back to the club, brought to you by Super 6. It's a huge game today. It's Porto versus Arsenal. Lads, how we doing?
These are the champions.
It's the most iconic music in football.
Nothing like it, is
There's
there?
only one person here that represents Champions League football. That's me.
No, you don't really.
You
don't,
represent
you don't,
mid-table
No,
football, and
you're-
Adam represents Europa
no,
League football.
no,
There's
Man City
three
fans
over
don't get
here
to
and
say
there's
that.
two over here, so you calm down, yeah?
Yeah, regardless of your recent dominance, I don't think you get to play European elite cards.
But we're in the current Champions League.
Yeah, so for example, would you say...
But we are in it.
But for example, would you...
Yeah.
If you were having a conversation with an AC Milan fan or a side that has a huge pedigree within the Champions League, but perhaps isn't doing well in it,
Yeah.
you'd have to bow down to them.
I don't know. It's been a few years.
Like, you'd bow
It's been a
down
few
to an
years.
Inter Milan fan.
You're talking
beat them
sense
a
to
few months
Buvey.
ago. No, I know what you mean. But it's a huge night for Arsenal because we talk about Porto, Arsenal, and you know Porto have got more European pedigree than Arsenal on some level. So it's a huge night for Arsenal. Obviously, a very winnable fixture, and they have to start it right in the first leg, of course.
Yeah, do you know what? I've got some trivia for you. The last time that Arsenal won a knockout Champions League game, name someone who played in that game.
Thierry Henry in the Bernabeu.
No, they've won one since then.
I'm going to guess Sol Campbell.
Sol Campbell did play.
Really?
Sol Campbell did play.
So it was the year they went to the final.
No. They've played since then, I think.
So it's that long ago.
Yeah, they won a knockout game an awfully long
Big
time.
Danish guy scored, right?
Yeah,
Nicholas?
Bentner.
Big Danish lummox, you'd say. I think.
I am a user of the word lummox. I think it's an excellent word. But yes, I think that is the last time. So this is a huge moment for Arsenal. Huge, almost symbolic moment. Are they back? Are they back amongst the European elite? You know, they did very well in their group. They got through it kind of quietly without too much fuss.
Yeah.
Fairly impressive results. The odd blip here and there, but
They did have a Europa League group, though, to be fair.
Yeah,
yeah,
Lons.
Lons, yeah.
Jesus.
It
Although-
wasn't. It
although
wasn't
we
a
did as
Europa
well,
League.
but, yeah.
It was a.
It feels tricky, but not a great side, of course not. Lons,
Yeah.
they lost away, but won at home, I think it was. And what was the other one? PSV.
PSV.
Well, of course, we're going to
So
take shots at Arsenal.
it's a brilliant group for fun.
Yeah,
You know, if you look at an away group, if you've got a trip to Holland, trip to France, you're laughing.
Trip to Spain as well.
Holland, France, and Spain, and also I can't remember when they played Seville, if it was early enough. But if you went there early September, you got the cold courts on.
What's your perfect
Yeah.
Champions League group, country-wise? Forget
What?
teams. Three countries you're
good.
visiting in a
That's
Champions
good.
League group. What are they?
I think Spain is always a winner.
Yeah.
Spain is always a winner.
Especially the time of year. it would
Yeah.
fall.
If you can get Valencia at the right time, if you can get Sevilla at the right time, if you can get Betis at the right time,
yeah.
you're laughing. I think that has to be in there. I think it's always quite interesting to go to somewhere out there. Like I don't mind a Maribor in the group. I don't mind something just a little bit
Turkey.
out there. Turkey's great,
Beautiful
but
country
it's
as well.
it's
Hot.
like it's like a deer journey. It's a deer trip. It's a far trip.
Yeah.
If you're doing all three, it gets quite difficult.
Like a Copenhagen.
Yeah,
You know.
deer again though. Do you know where I think people, maybe not us, but do you know where I think people would want? People would generally want maybe a Belgium or an Amsterdam.
Belgium, yeah.
You want a
Belgium.
Holland.
Genk
And you
away.
don't just
Yeah.
want Amsterdam. You don't just want Ajax. You want Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
What,
yeah,
You want
Off to
Eindhoven.
Feyenoord.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it would
Beautiful.
be good in terms of teams. If you could pick the perfect. Also, you've got to pick the perfect blend of group.
That's a flight I wouldn't
What
want to
group?
be on. Jesus.
What name the three teams that would be the dream group for you to visit? Three like ideal aways.
I'd have to do AC Milan as a City fan. We were talking about it just before. You know, I think AC Milan have got that history. And City have never played AC Milan in the Champions League. So for me,
Do you know what? That's
AC
not a
Milan.
good trick, or at least from my experience. You know, going to Italy for football. I've done it a few times. It's always a bit like you're not treated very well by the
Baggage.
police.
Bit nervy,
you might get attacked. Yeah, it's a wonderful, like, Italy would be
Siro
my
though as
favourite
well,
country.
mate,
It's the best stadium I've ever been to.
Is it? Yeah.
And I didn't even go there to see AC Milan. I was gutted. I went there to see Inter.
I've got a question for you boys. Another one. We've just seen a flight there on the coverage of the game, which was full of Arsenal fans and somehow Rio Ferdinand. Would you rather be on that flight or that Taylor Swift flight that went viral with everyone singing Taylor Swift?
Oh, did you see that? Mate, it was a whole flight of, I think, women leaving a Taylor Swift flight, like fans, female fans, and they were all singing Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah. But would you rather?
I'd rather be with. I don't really know who Taylor Swift is, but I'd rather
Taylor Swift fans,
not Arsenal fans.
The Taylor Swift ultras.
Yeah, because I don't know who they are. They sound quite nice.
They're crazy, man.
Yeah.
Now, on Twitter, you get killed if you said anything nasty about Taylor Swift.
Are they?
So for the record, I love Taylor Swift.
That flight full of Arsenal fans, by the way, defo clapped when the plane landed.
Yeah.
Innit? Them
Yeah.
kind of.
Have you ever
pokes.
clapped the plane? I've never
Are
done
you
that. No,
mental?
but when you were a kid and stuff.
I'd
Not now.
clap if it was one of them flights that were going into
Like
England the other day,
turbulence,
where it was just like
turbulence,
the plane's going all over the gaff and that, and it has to land like 5 miles away. I'd clap then.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, if you managed to like land in the Thames the way that geezer had to land in the Hudson, I'd clap then.
yeah.
Sully.
Yeah. That was a great film.
Yeah, I'd clap then, but yeah, I don't necessarily clap when you're just pulling into Terminal
What was the
5.
other one with Denzel Washington? He had to
Yeah,
fly
that's
upside
great.
down.
Flight. It's called Flight.
Flight, yeah,
and then he
yeah,
got
that was good.
sacked. Great film.
But he was drunk when he
Got
on the
sacked,
flight.
but he did everything right. But because he was drunk, it was a great. It was a great
Amazing,
film. Flight.
amazing, Yeah.
Yeah, a brilliant director. I forget his name, but yeah.
So, what's your score predictions for this game anyway? Because
I think
Porto are a
1-1.
weird one, isn't it?
1-1 suits everyone. Arsenal will be over the moon with a 1-1
A 1-0 is a good one.
because Arsenal win at home. Arsenal fans will be confident they win at home 3-0 if they have to. So I think a 1-1. A 1-1 is good for everyone, including myself. Because what I don't want is Arsenal to win 3-0 and they get to rest players in the return leg or whatever. There needs to be a little bit of jeopardy in the next game. So there needs to be jeopardy in the next game. So make me happy 1-0. Arsenal fans won't turn their nose up at a 1-0. And Porto, I think, will be fairly happy with 1-0.
But that's what you want to happen. What's your prediction?
Arsenal probably win 3-1.
Yeah,
And
they'll win the game. I think they'll win the game pretty easily. There are a few people in the chat, lads, asking why we're not in our current studio. We are just on a trip in France, continental Europe,
Paris.
filming some beautiful content for the channel coming out very soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we haven't
that's-
been kicked out. We've paid our rent for the office. We have paid our
Are
rent.
you
haven't
sure we have?
I don't do all that. We have a bookkeeper, don't we?
I mean, last time we were there, it's probably more chance of us going live here anyway.
Yeah.
After last time. The team news is out as well. The Porto team is as follows. Their goalkeeper is number 99, by the way.
Oh, I
That's
don't like
mental,
all that.
isn't it?
I don't like all that.
Costa in goal for them. João Mario, Otavio, Pepe, Vendel.
Pepe.
They've got 2 Pepes, by the
about
way.
50.
Nico Varela. And then they've got Conceição, Pepe, Galeno, and
Conceição?
Evan Nilsson.
Got to be
Up
about
top.
50 and all.
Yeah. He was
It's got
just
to be his boy or something, no?
It's Francisco.
Is it his boy?
Yeah, Cisco. He famously
Sergio's
sang
boy.
Dong, 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 if you remember. Then we've got
They're just so scandalous.
then we got Arsenal's team, which consists of Raya in goal. Thoughts on that? Raya in goal? Expected?
He is now number 1, isn't he?
the right
Yeah.
He is numero uno.
He started their last
He's been
5
good, man.
games.
He's been good.
He is now the number 1 though. I think there was some jeopardy around it early. I mean, there certainly was some jeopardy around it early. I think it did destabilise the Arsenal backline a touch, but it's now got to the stage where
That's an incredible stat. Say that stat.
I didn't read the word.
Pepe, who starts for Porto, has had 47 Champions League knockout games, and the Arsenal
have had
side.
16.
It was, I thought it was 17. but-
17.
What, amongst the Arsenal side currently
Yeah,
playing?
the whole Arsenal lineup. That's what you call football heritage.
Also, when you
Pedigree.
think about the players in the Arsenal side that will have had the 16, like Kai Havertz playing for Chelsea, have got to have a significant percentage.
A lot of them aren't for
Oh,
Arsenal.
for Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, so we got Ben White at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior at left back. That's a bit unusual, isn't it? White and like 2 centre back. Is it centre back?
I think Kiwior is Kiwior playing left back.
Yeah.
He's doing the you know what Nathan Ake does for Man City, where he kind of ends up in the midfield a little bit because Zinchenko is being replaced. I don't know if Ben White will end up doing it from the other side, but Kiwior is being used in that sort of way.
Zinchenko is not on the bench, interestingly. I think he's injured, isn't he? Odegaard, Rice, and Trossard are in the midfield.
Odegaard will have a few, won't he? I'm
Odegaard's
trying to think of the
class.
caps. Odegaard, Rice, Trossard, yeah.
And then you got Saka,
So Trossard
Havertz.
is a central midfield. Oh,
I'm
right.
confused here. It could be
drop deep.
Trossard up top and Havertz in the midfield, couldn't it? But it's Saka, Havertz, Martinelli as the front three as I've got it on this app.
Yeah.
But it could be Trossard swapped with Havertz.
Yeah,
It's a big game for Arsenal. They have to get it right in terms of who starts, who fires them through, hopefully in this game for Arsenal fans. So the second game, they can rest and rotate players.
huge day for Arteta. This.
Yeah. It's
Huge
a big
day.
test.
You know,
Porto's
Arteta-
not easy. I know it's the Portuguese league. The money's not there. City have always had relatively straightforward games against the likes of Sporting Lisbon and other sides as well. Benfica, they're not the same levels they used to be. But it's really, really difficult, some of these away days. Arsenal have to persevere.
And do you know what Porto have that maybe Arsenal don't? And Arsenal fans get very annoyed with me here, but I think it's fair to say this. Porto have a prestige in this competition Like Porto are more significant in
course
this
they are, of
specific chat than Arsenal are.
Yeah, and that was mentioned in the interviews with the managers, right? I think the manager came out and talked about that as well. And
It's mad
Can I
Arsenal's
say,
pitiful
though,
record in Europe, isn't it? It's
Porto-
weird.
Porto should never have won that Champions League. Paul Scholes was not offside, and I'm going
They would have still beat.
to
they
They would have still beat. If they wanted, if they
They
needed
wouldn't have
scoring,
beat us. It would have been like 2-0.
they would have.
We
They would
we
have.
scored
can't
like
do
3
ifs, buts,
goals.
and maybes, though, can
We
we?
did in
But,
absolutes.
like, as in terms of the ripple effects, as some would say,
Oh,
of
for
football.
God's sake, man! We're not on our usual studio, and you're bringing that to continental Europe.
It's just a saying. Yeah.
Yes, someone's trademarked it, knowing them.
The ripple effects of football.
In them.
Jose Mourinho wouldn't have been Champions League manager if Paul Scholes was
but
correctly given on
Let's be real, yeah. Let's be completely real, because Alex Ferguson was there for 25, 26 years. There are a lot of if, buts, and maybes with him.
No, but
You know,
simple
Fergie
facts.
time.
Facts.
What if Peter Schmeichel didn't want to join Man United and someone else ended up, and TAB was there
But that's
for like
mental.
10 years
What you
earlier?
just said is like completely different. And
No,
Taibbi
it's not.
wouldn't
It's the
have
ripple
come
effect.
back
It's
then.
the butterfly effect.
Taibbi
Let's
was-
use the butterfly effect instead of the ripple effect. But there's a lot of butterfly effects in football.
Sliding doors. Call it the Gwyneth
What,
Paltrow.
what if David Beckham thought, do you know what? I
I
love
like it here at Preston.
I love Mike Summerby. I'm going to be a City fan.
Yeah,
Then
I
what?
don't
Then
think-
what? No
I don't
trouble
think
for you.
anyone's ever said that.
I did.
Apart from you.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mike Summerby that wooed me.
He's from Somerset as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
George
Got a
Best,
thick
mate.
accent. Yeah, they love each other.
Summerby
So what
was,
if George
isn't it?
Best wanted to come over and play for Tottenham instead of Man United? There's a lot of changes in football, man.
You all right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, okay.
These weird.
Do you
these
want to
weird.
go up to bed?
Mate, it's been a beautiful trip. There'll be loads of great content coming out on our socials, so make sure you check it out. And obviously, look, if you're watching, like the stream, for God's sake. We're trying our best. We're doing it. We're in continental Europe. We're in
Like
the
the
EU.
stream, for God's sake.
We ventured into the
Will you
EU.
like the stream, for God's sake?
We ventured into the
We
EU,
travelled
boys.
1 hour from home and he keeps saying continental Europe.
Look, we are in we're in the continent, okay? This is
closer-
one block now of Europe. If you kept walking, you could walk all the way from here to Asia. It's a block of Europe. It's a block, isn't it? Geographically speaking.
You'd have to cross a few bridges.
Why isn't Britain in continental Europe? Because it's an island.
Yeah, but you could walk it. You could
Lads,
walk through the
do you-
Eurostar if you had to.
But you're not allowed to.
You could
You're
walk
not
through
allowed
the
to-
Eurotunnel.
You're not allowed to walk through that, are you?
No, you're
walk through
not,
that.
but you could.
No.
You're not really allowed to just walk through
Does
Europe.
the
I don't
Eurotunnel
think. You know, can't just
go
march on
underwater?
through Europe.
It does, doesn't it?
What?
It
goes
goes underwater.
underwater.
Yeah, of course.
That's incredible.
What
What
do
if
you
there
mean?
was a leak?
How else is it? How?
What's the
What, it
channel
floats
called
on
in French?
Chanel.
Well, like Coco. They call it the sleeve.
It's like,
Like a sleeve.
yeah, but does it go
You
underwater?
could swim across the channel.
Does it go underwater?
You don't look like a man that could swim.
I
Can you
can't swim.
No.
No, I can swim. But you know the moment my feet realise they're not touching the floor, I can't swim anymore.
I've seen him in a pool before, like walking along, but doing the arms that he's swimming.
I used
like
to do that in
walking
swimming
forward,
lessons in school. It's like, right, miss, I'm swimming.
just walking like this.
No, genuinely, if my feet don't touch the ground, I think, oh my God, I'm drowning, and then I drown. Yeah, that's what happens. Because I can't tread water.
So you,
But I
so
can
what, you
swim.
sink.
You'd
I
be
can
no
keep-
good on the
I can keep
Titanic.
moving.
You'd be no good on the Titanic, mate.
Yeah, no
Honest
one
to
would have
God.
been any
No one's any good.
There was
at
that
that.
guy
No one
who
would
drinks
be
a bottle of
any good
whiskey. You know, the chef that drank a bottle of whiskey. He was so drunk that he vasodilated. It kept him warm. He was-
Dilated.
all his
Veins going smaller, innit?
No, all his
No,
veins
big
opened
veins.
up.
Yeah.
All his veins opened up, and it protected him. Gave him like warmth.
You know
for
what I
extra
hate
time.
about a Titanic?
In my life, yeah.
There was enough
There's a
space
chef
for your
getting
man.
drunk.
So if you're ever
On
on a
that
boat
door.
and it's
What's
going
that?
down,
There was enough space for Leonardo DiCaprio on the door.
She kicked him off, Kate
That's
Winslet.
just-
I never forget. I
yeah,
never
that's
forgave her.
just bang
I
out
never
of order.
forgave Kate Winslet.
I saw quite a
Honestly,
funny-
on my
I
life.
saw
Both hold
quite-
on to that.
On my life.
I
yeah.
saw quite a funny meme on Twitter. I think I'm using these right. I saw quite a funny meme, and it was something about that Rose, right? When she's looking back on her life, like the final scene of Titanic, she's looking back on her life, and she's had kids, and she's been married, and all that, and all she's thinking about is this romp with a homeless man that she
Shut
had
the
on.
hell up, Rory. Dun, 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 dun. Luton, Liverpool 0, Luton 1.
It's early
The
in the
Mad
game.
Hatters.
As soon as I saw that, though, I'm like, it's an early. It's,
We're through the looking glass.
You know,
Benny has
Luton
scored.
have done this a few times. You know, they did it to City,
did it
Arsenal,
at home
Chelsea.
against Liverpool.
Not Chelsea.
No, they scored 2 against the Billy.
They did it at home against Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah. So they do so well against the big six. They really
Early,
do.
though.
But then they concede late. And
It's
that-
early,
that's
but it's still
unfortunate.
It is, if nothing else, it's showing that Liverpool aren't quite the force that people
15
thought they were
minutes
going to be
in.
off the back of the clock news.
But Alisson's injury, I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Is it Kelleher in goal? I think it is.
Yeah, it was.
Kelleher
It
in
will
goal,
be
you got
Kelleher.
Kwanzaa at centre back, Bradley at right back.
It's a weakened team, isn't it? Lots of injuries.
Well,
man.
it's all the injuries. They've
Then they
got
got
a
you in the
lot
cut.
of
Got us in the
injuries.
cut this weekend, yeah.
How are we feeling about that one, Raw?
I mean, I'm growing more and more confident as the days go by. When they got to the final, when they beat Fulham, I just thought there was no chance of us winning at all. Absolutely none. Whereas now I'm thinking, look, I still think they're favourites. I still think they should win. But there's a world where we can beat them, I think. I think we're playing fairly well. They're playing better, but they're having their moments. The injuries are huge as well.
As a football fan, because you've lost 2 finals against them.
Yes.
And 3 of the last 5 finals have been Chelsea-Liverpool, which is interesting, domestic finals.
Yeah.
Do you start to go, this one's our one now? Because surely it has to be.
I go the opposite.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I go the opposite. No, the idea that we'll beat them this time because it's due isn't how I feel about. That's how Tottenham fans have felt against Chelsea for 28 years. We'll beat them this time because it's due. And they didn't.
If you apply yourselves in that final in the same way you did against City, you didn't beat City, but you were very, very good. Moments of high pressure, moments of quality play on the ball. You created 3 or 4 chances. If you can attack the flanks like you did against City, whip that ball around the corner, Gusto was fantastic.
He's brilliant. Do you know Gusto as well? I didn't realise he was so young. He's a kid.
He looks old. He looks like 28.
Yeah. And the way that he plays as well. Yeah. He's been such a good player because he has managed to make this sentence not totally moronic. I'm not too worried about Reece James's fitness. At one point, if Reece James was injured, you kind of
change your whole side.
Yeah, I remember we went to Southampton under Tuchel. They ended up beating us the year they went down. And on the way to the game, to the game, Reece James, an injury was announced that he wasn't going to play. I remember my WhatsApp group going, we're just hearing that James is injured, kickoff's in an hour, we get beat here. Because that's how important James was. As soon as James was out, it was like, well, we're going to get beat. And we did. I think Sterling scored for us. We lost 2-1. The year they went down. Whereas now, if James is out, which invariably he is, because he just cannot keep fit, it's almost pointless. I don't even know if it's not such an issue.
If you can get fit, you got 2.
If he can get fit, he's got to win his place back in the team.
James could be a centre back, maybe.
Yeah,
he's good enough. Physical,
absolutely. But no, you're right. We did play well against City. The problem is we've played well against City once already this year, and it was nothing but a blip, nothing but a momentary hiatus.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, but it's a cup final. I think Chelsea players get up for big games. I know.
Yeah, I do as well. Which is complimentary, but insulting in the same breath.
It's also because you've had a lot of chops and changes in managers, and sometimes when your manager is on his way out, or you're in a cup competition, the players go, "Come on, lads."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Forget who he is in the dugout. We got a cup competition we can win.
There's something very impressive about a group of players that motivate themselves and get up for a game because of the occasion. You play Man City at home, right, lads? We're not going to lose this. But that same group of players then decide to not turn up against Nottingham Forest at home, and you're like, what? Can you show the same amount of attitude? Can you show the same amount of commitment against City as you do against Wimbledon in the Cup, please?
But it reminds me, it's a bit of a different relationship. But when City got taken over, and we had Robinho, company was coming through. We beat United. We beat the Chelsea of the world and the Arsenals every now and then.
Yeah.
And it took Mancini a couple of years to really say, right, now we've got to win 10 in a row.
No, but
so the fact you've got the quality on the side to compete with City, which
there's
I think
a problem with the theory. The theory's not wrong. The theory is completely correct. The problem with the theory is you're comparing a Chelsea team that very recently were champions of Europe and the world and won the Super Cup. You're comparing that Chelsea to a Manchester City team 20 years ago on the rise.
Yeah, of course. It's different.
We're not. That's why it's unacceptable to us.
No, it has to be quicker.
Effectively, what you're doing is you're saying that Chelsea today, that less than 3 years ago, were the best team in the world, officially the best team in the world, whether you believe it or not. Officially, we were.
Yeah.
3 years ago, were the best team in the world. They are rightly being compared now to a Manchester City team that hadn't won the league.
Yeah, but that side's been gutted out. Your Chelsea side is completely different.
No, but we are that. Yes, I know. But the reason it's all unacceptable is because we are that club, and the reason that we're not playing that way is because effectively our entire identity has been ripped out in about a year of Todd Bowley's ownership.
That ain't right in terms of how to apply yourself as an owner of a football club. It was ridiculous. But I'm just saying there are seeds of growth there. In a couple of years, you could mount a challenge. You look at, if you asked a Liverpool fan in the 90s, would we not win a league title until 2021 or whenever it was? You'd laugh your head off.
Trouble is, I feel that we're as far away. I feel like, so even tonight, right?
You're only a couple of correct decisions away from getting it right.
Striker, centre back.
Like the manager. If you get the manager right, like Liverpool before Klopp would have been like, after Brendan Rodgers, this is never happening, lads. Then you get Klopp, who's the right guy.
If you think about this, Chelsea, when you say like we're a couple of decisions, I think we're right. Let's say we're 4 perfect decisions away from success. This lot have signed how many players made how many decisions and how many of them have been correct. So the chances of them making 4 perfect decisions in a row at the same time,
In one summer.
yeah, it feels a million miles away, because basically every decision that they've made at the club, with the the odd exception, you can maybe make an exception for Gusto, Dezazi, Caicedo, even despite the money. Like, you can make your arguments wherever you wish. We've ransacked Brighton time and time and time again, and I'd say 95% of the time it's been futile.
Yeah.
Before we move on, the game's about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Can I just say, obviously, we're brought to you by Super 6, so make sure you're getting involved with Super 6. The link is in the description below. You can download the app. You have to be over 18, but it is free to play. And if you're getting stuck in to that, then, of course, you got an opportunity to win £250,000 for absolutely nothing. Also, by the end of March, we could see another £1 million jackpot, because if no one wins it over the next few weeks, it's going to get rolled over and rolled over.
It's going to roll over, Beethoven.
Yeah, man. It's going to roll over. So you could potentially win £1 million, but get involved right now.
£1 million.
Yeah, for nothing, for free.
It's ridiculous.
Just putting 6 predictions in. By the way, you two are very bad at that.
What do you mean?
Predictions.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better since it's got involved. I'm somehow getting
Rory's fuming about that, by the way.
Unnecessary friendly fire. Just sitting here, I'm minding my own business. I was actually just watching quite an engaging advert. I had nothing to do with that. I had literally nothing to do with that. I couldn't have been less involved.
Yeah, that was harsh, man.
I was barely listening. I was looking at a dog with its foot in a plaster. Like, there's a dog injured, and I was quite engaged. It's pet insurance. What?
Yeah.
What are you starting on me for?
Because
My predictions are bang on 95% of the time. People just make little reels about me when I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's
how it
true.
works.
Never when you're right.
Bad PR.
Never when I'm right.
We were right about Eddie Howe.
I was right about Eddie Howe, nobody cared. I was right about Unai Emery, nobody cared.
Well, stop saying I, it was we.
Yeah, but I'm speaking on behalf of myself because you started the friendly fire. I was right about Unai Emery as well. I remember saying that Unai Emery would have a better season than Eddie Howe and would finish above. I said Villa will finish above Newcastle. People went ballistic. Where are they now? I'll tell you where they're not. Making TikToks about me. They're not making them. But as soon as I get one wrong, what happens?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
Get stuck into Super 6 end of the season as well. We've got a big football match coming up.
Got a big
And we
football
need
match.
some players.
Yeah.
We need some players. And whoever finishes top.
We need a
of the
left winger,
leaderboard-
don't we? We need left winger. We need a striker, really.
No, we've got a striker.
Me.
Well, we had Elliot, but the guy don't turn up.
No. Why did you laugh, man?
I like the way that you said it really optimistically.
No. We're on holiday.
Are we?
I was going to take you to Disney World tomorrow, Boris.
Just
Now
for
it's
the
not.
record, Buvey and I don't go on holiday together.
We're on
This
holiday
isn't
now.
a holiday. No,
We're in
no,
continental
no, we're not.
Europe.
No, we're
We're
not.
going
Stop
to
saying continental Europe. We're in France.
We're going to Disney World tomorrow.
Who's we? Are you
Me
speaking
and Royce.
French?
Me and Royce. I got
He
this
don't speak
multi
French.
ticket.
No
He
invite
just
from me,
lets
by
the
the way.
funky music do the talking. I was going to say something, but I can't think. Oh, yeah. I feel very jealous at the moment. I've just seen some Arsenal fans, like in and away end, flags galore, the Arsenal plastered everywhere. If I was an Arsenal fan, I think I'd do that. I'd always refer to them just because it's really...
a great name.
What? The Arsenal.
Yeah.
They always put
Arsenal.
the in front of their thing, don't they? Nobody else ever does it, but they sort of insist on it.
It's like the
fans.
UK calling ourselves Great Britain. Great.
Can I just say,
Britain.
officially,
It's very similar.
this is the anti-Arsenal channel, isn't it? We get
No,
criticised a lot.
I give nothing but honest and articulate football. Well, I'm not with you on this. All I do is provide accurate coverage.
I want Arsenal to progress so we can beat them in the quarters. We don't want Porto in the quarters.
Do you know what I want? I want Harry Kane to score against Arsenal, man. I want
You're
Arsenal
obsessed with
to
this Harry
I
Kane.
want
Don't you
Harry
think
Kane
he won't
to
even
come out
start.
and
He won't
still
even
win
start the game.
The meltdown would be amazing.
Yeah, but the way it's happening, he won't even start the game.
Harry Kane scoring against Arsenal at the Emirates.
He's made them worse for us.
That possibly. I don't watch any Bundesliga, but
They're 8 points off the top.
yeah, I've seen the stats as well, and I know too. I know, but I know the highlights. But
Do you think they'll win it still?
I literally haven't watched Bayern playing the Bundesliga.
No.
Since Klopp was managing
smacked
Dortmund.
about. They're getting smacked about.
There's a fella called 100% or lady in the comments who says,
Only a man is arrogant enough to call themselves 100%.
fair, hoping to hear Buvey shout Arsenal at least once this stream.
I will.
Almost-
I promise
almost
you.
a
If
guarantee.
you like the stream, then
Has he
I will.
liked it? How
I
many
will.
likes we got?
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell who's liked
Let's get
it,
the likes up,
but
lads.
we've not
How
got
many?
many likes, so get hitting that like
For
button.
God's sake!
Yeah.
For
Tell him.
God's sake!
Have a
Like the
rant.
stream.
Come on,
Look, there's
guys.
Harry Kane scoring.
Guys, we're in a bunker somewhere in continental Europe. Like the stream, okay?
For God's sake,
There's
guys.
rumours we're in a hospital, by the way.
Hospital.
Yeah, it does look a bit waiting room. Yeah. I mean, for God's sake, can you like the stream, please? Oh look,
That's when you got knocked out.
Look, Mourinho at Old
That's when
Trafford.
you got
Go on,
knocked out.
boy.
Adam,
Go on, son.
Adam, are you watching?
Boo.
That's when you got knocked out of Europe.
Cristiano Ronaldo scored an amazing goal at Porto. Remember that one? Smashed it in from like 50
Yeah,
yards.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know who else
That's
scored an
Puskás.
amazing goal? I remember going there
Yeah,
when
you got the
Willian
Puskás,
scored.
yeah.
Willian scored for us there. We lost 2-1, but Willian scored a very good.
Benny McCarthy was the one that put us.
Is that the
out.
last underdog victory in Champions League football?
No,
Inter.
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 Weren't
Underdog.
supposed to
Yeah, they were
Inter.
proper underdogs.
Inter
bro.
weren't supposed to win it.
10 men at Barcelona, remember that?
Inter,
Fine.
they
That
knocked,
was
they
proper
knocked,
underdog
sorry,
stuff. Yeah.
Inter,
In terms of their
Inter knocked
his-
Chelsea out along the way. Chelsea won the league.
Chelsea
won the
yeah.
league and
But
the FA Cup that year.
Porto had a set of underdog players. No one in that Inter side were underdog players. I know the
No, I know what
position
you
of where
mean.
they were.
Yeah.
They
I
had
know.
Cambiasso,
Yeah, Eto'o up
They
front,
had
yeah.
the Brazilian number one,
Mourinho.
Lucio, Mourinho.
Yeah, no, he's
They were
right, he's
underdogs
right.
in terms of maybe their trajectory, but they weren't underdogs to win the Champions League,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, I think you're right. Actually,
They've
Booth.
already won the European
Yeah.
Cup. Do you know what
I think
don't
you're right,
Porto
but
had.
you're also a little bit wrong.
Porto's
Because
close to the Leicester
no
City
one
narrative.
expected them to win it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And also, that final was both
Monaco
underdogs.
as
And
well.
but there's
Monaco.
been no one since.
Hang on.
That's mad.
You've had a lot get to the final.
Is
Leverkusen got
is
to the final.
Is Chelsea winning it in 2012 not massively underdog?
But you still had world-class players on that side right at the end of their career. That's why I wouldn't put it in there. But obviously, it was an amazing story.
that Chelsea team finished sixth and had Roberto Di Matteo as manager. I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
Ryan
Do you think-
Bertrand and
which
Ryan
one do you think
Bertrand.
was more surprising, the Tuchel one or the Di Matteo one?
Di Matteo.
Because you were both in similar positions, weren't you?
Tuchel was like a weird Champions League. It wasn't. You weren't playing proper teams. You were playing teams in empty stadiums in other countries. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a normal Champions League. So I think.
And we bottled it as
Also,
well.
mate,
It
hang on,
wasn't a good
hang
final
on.
for us.
Do you know the other
Like-
thing for Chelsea? Do you know the other thing for that Chelsea run in 2012? It's not even about just what we did to Bayern. You've got to remember what happened in the new camp.
Yeah, of course.
We went to the new camp. We were losing. We were losing a game against the best Barcelona team ever assembled. We were losing. John Terry was sent off,
Yeah.
and we went on to draw the game. We didn't even go through on away
Ramirez
goals.
goal.
Ramirez's
Wow.
chip.
What about Napoli last minute?
Napoli, mate, Branislav Ivanovic. Yeah.
We
Demba
got a
Ba?
super chat, which is very much on topic, well, kind of in Europe anyway. Dara says, "Hey lads, love the channel. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Best European away."
Olympiacos was good. 08. We drew 0-0, so that wasn't ideal, but it was a really good trip.
Yeah.
You?
I enjoy going to Moscow. I enjoy going to those places where most
did
of the
not
people
enjoy
won't go.
Moscow.
You know, like
I really did
that
not
won't
enjoy.
go. Moscow
Oh,
was good. I like going Bruges. I've been there twice.
Yeah, Bruges always winning.
for games. And when we played Midgetland and we lost.
Yeah, I remember
But then
that.
we beat them at home.
Yeah,
Midtjylland.
Midtjylland.
It was in the Europa League, so I'm not sure if it
Midtjylland.
counts. But
Yeah.
you get a lot of wacky
yeah.
trips like that.
I've only done a few. One was in Istanbul. I'm very lucky.
What is that?
I've only done a
your
couple.
debut? Was that your mate? Your debut was winning it.
My debut in the Champions League was
Your
was that,
debut
yeah.
away
I've done a
European
few at home
game.
as
That's
well, of course.
amazing.
No,
Yeah.
his
Mate,
debut
that's
away.
phenomenal.
Let's
It's
have
mad.
not his
So the
debut
fir-
Champions League game. His debut away for the people at home.
Debut away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the first time you flew to an away day
Yeah.
was to watch a team win the European Cup.
He
Mate.
walked.
It's never-
by
the
the way.
problem is,
I walked
He
to
caught the
Istanbul.
Eurotunnel to
the
Paris
problem
and
is,
walked.
it's never the one problem. It's peaked, isn't it?
No,
Like is it like going to for you now?
Yeah.
When you eventually go to play Den Haag in the group, that is going to feel pretty
but
underwhelming.
it won't, because the fan experience in Istanbul was absolutely shocking. It really was. The amount of City fans that I was stood next to that couldn't bring their dads along, couldn't bring their friends along because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
And I bumped into people that I worked with, and it was an amazing experience in that regard as well. And prior, but the experience in Istanbul was not as good as it could have been.
There is something though about at one point in your life you had 100% record, 100% conversion between winning the European Cup and going to an away
And I've
European
seen them
game.
6-7
That's
times
amazing, man.
at home as well. Yes, it's a mad.
I was praying so bad for you to lose that game.
So was I. I was so desperate
bad.
for you to lose that game.
I wanted you to come
I
on
made
crying.
it my thing. Like it's weird when your team's bad. Maybe people can help me, like counsel me through this. When your team isn't particularly good at football, life just becomes about Schadenfreude of other teams.
But that's
Like,
football, isn't it?
That is football.
it's football always, right? But you know when my team are good, I get nothing but joy out of Tottenham losing always. But if Chelsea are competing in the Champions League and Tottenham beat Wolves away, I don't care because we've won the Champions League or whatever. Whereas now, I'm looking at like Tottenham results. I'm looking at Man City in Europe, particularly before they'd won it because I didn't want the record to be broken. And I was kind of like focusing on that. It becomes like as important to me.
I really, especially after we messed up the FA Cup final.
Mate, I was
had
so
my-
The way you
desperate for
started
it.
that game, I'm not saying you're as good as us, of course not. We're a generational side, but the way you started that FA Cup final,
Mate,
man.
do
It was
you know
horrendous.
what it is for me?
I remember
De Gea.
seeing.
De Gea, man.
No,
De Gea,
no,
whenever
the
any
first one.
basics.
Sorry, The first one was
Gundogan,
Lindelof.
wasn't it? It was Gundogan's volley.
Lindelof's header.
Because I
wasn't it?
remember seeing Lindelof head it and going,
Yeah, floated
that's
it up.
really bad. Because I was in line with it. And then
Was
he
that the
just-
volley when it trickled along
No,
the
he
floor?
headed it
No,
and
no,
he
the second
he just
one.
went really short. You know when you
Yeah.
head it really high and then you think,
Yeah, it goes, it's above you still. Thought I got it again. Thought I got rid of it.
yeah.
Because what was underrated last season for United was the win against Brighton. Because that was a hard game. It was at Wembley.
No, but you know
It
what?
was hard.
No,
It was a
give me
hard
Brighton
game.
at Wembley
Penalty
anytime.
shootout,
That was a hard game.
Give me Brighton at Wembley anytime. We'll be
No,
Solly
of course
March.
you should.
Solly
But
March
they were in
missed,
good
yeah.
form.
Football
they were fighting for
heritage
European.
counts.
No, but it does. But they were. I think they were better than you in the league at that time.
No,
in
no,
terms
they
of form.
were.
Yeah, they were
But
never
that's
going to win.
what-
It's like
so
when
it
they
was a
played
good win.
Newcastle
Yeah,
at Wembley,
thank
they
you.
were
Yeah.
never going to.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
never
of
going
course.
to. Yeah.
But you got through it in such a tough way, and then the first 5 minutes of the final,
do that.
historic. Half the stadium's red. It's an amazing game. It almost ruined the game.
But then
on
you
some
forget
level.
that we came level in that. And then De Gea just basically
Who
tosses
scored
one
for
in.
you?
Bruno from the penalty spot.
Yeah.
And then De Gea
No,
tossed one
do
in.
you know what? That day, I was obviously. We're underway, by the way. We are underway. I was desperate.
What about Porto?
I was
Porto are on the
massively-
attack.
I was massively desperate for Manchester United to win that final. Only because I didn't want you to win the treble. I just wanted I wanted you to drop at one point. And it was, now sometimes, particularly when Onana wasn't playing very well at the beginning of the season, lots of people would talk about David De Gea being better. And all I would always think about is that FA Cup final. I was like, he's clearly not ready to be Manchester United goalkeeper anymore. He's clearly not capable of being Manchester United goalkeeper anymore, because it's about, when you play for a club like United, it's how do you play at Wembley? How do you play against
I
City?
think that
How do you
was
play when it
the-
most matters?
Yeah.
And he just finished. He was like Gundogan couldn't believe his luck.
No.
I think that was the turning point for Ten Hag. And everyone. Like, I think possibly we could have still seen him here if he.
Oh,
doesn't-
ref, that's a booking.
You got a booking for that. Is that Declan
early
Rice?
booking.
Who's that?
Early.
Yeah,
Declan
Rice.
Rice. Rice
Says a
might
lot that
get
he's not
booked,
been
yeah.
picked up. De Gea.
He's done a lot with
No one
that.
signed him.
I don't think he's going to
But do you think that nobody signed him? Not because he's not a good enough keeper, De Gea, because he's a good enough keeper to play
Well,
for
if he
someone else.
says I'm
wants
not
too
going to,
much money.
if I want
£300
£0,
a week.
yeah, if I want £0 a week, he goes to.
Declan
anyone,
Rice
but-
yellow carded early on, second minute of an away tie,
'cause
first leg.
It
Says a lot
wasn't
about
his
the guy.
fault that.
Nutmeg.
That exact moment where he gets nutmegged and fouls Blake wasn't
Bad
his fault.
pass.
But it's a bad passing because he wasn't even looking.
That's
Or
a
maybe
yellow
that's
card.
his fault. In fact, for
Are we
not
getting a
looking.
yellow card?
Yeah, I think he's
He's
got
been
booked.
booked.
He's been booked, mate.
He's been booked.
Has he?
Yeah, calm down, mate.
Calm down.
I want a
Or
red. I want a
keep the
book.
eyes upon the screen.
I want a book.
You want a book?
I want
You
a
see
booking.
book. See the card now.
Oh.
It's mad to think.
Look, Jean.
We're
Jean
in,
card.
we're in the same
We call
part.
that
Of,
Jean.
we're in the same part of the world as this game.
Jean.
We could walk all the way there without any sea in
We're
between.
not in the same part
Stop
of the world.
suggesting we're walking.
We're not
No,
in
but it's
Portugal.
continental Europe. It's the same block of land. Yeah, we're in the same block of land.
We are in the
Are
same
we or
block.
not?
We
Are
are.
we not?
We are.
But we
But
are,
by
exactly.
extension, so are we when we were in North London.
No, we're not.
We
There's
are,
there's
because
an
you can walk
ocean.
all
We're
the
not-
way.
You know, we're
Not
do you know
an
what
ocean.
island
It's
is?
definitely not an ocean.
Well, it's
What ocean
a
is
channel.
between-
It's a channel.
Yeah, it's
that feeds into the North Sea.
yeah.
Yeah.
But by that
So
extension, it feeds into
There's
wherever.
water, there's water between us and continental Europe. That's what I'm trying
Yes,
to
but
say.
you can get there by
Saying
walking.
continental Europe.
Yeah, you're barred from
Here,
saying.
Buvey challenge. Don't say continental Europe.
You're barred
Yeah,
from
all
saying the word
right, Rory, don't say
continental
Dan Petrescu. You'd be saying that on our holiday the whole fucking trip.
I will talk about Dan Petrescu for all I like. Thank you very much. I'm going to start. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going
You
to
brought
spam
up
you.
this week
I'm gonna
about
spam
Romania. You
with-
weren't even talking about Chelsea. You said I got Romania involved in the
I like
conversation.
Romania. I like the Romanian
Because he tried to
1980.
rope you into dyeing your
I
hair.
wanted you to
remember?
know, yeah.
I'll be real. Yeah, the producers of the content we're filming, it's been an amazing trip. Yeah, but they ran out of ideas, didn't they, lads? And they were like, "You got a voice note? Like, oh, Buvey, do you want to shave your head off or go blonde?" I was like, "What? Because you ran out of ideas. I have to go blonde."
No,
That's what I said.
It was
You
a
ran
homage.
out of
It was a
ideas, so I
homage to
have
Dan
to-
Petrescu.
I nearly done
And
myself
Ilya-
up.
It was a homage to Dan Petrescu and Ilya Dumitrescu.
Why would I ruin these beautiful shades of brown, Bristolian brown? Have a day off.
Is that a julep
Brown.
shade?
Yeah. Bristolian brown.
Honestly, Bristolian brown, man. Come on.
I
I'm
nearly
getting
done
grace.
myself a
I'm getting
mischief
grace.
because
Yeah, I'm getting grace.
when you said
no,
no to
no,
that,
no, I'm stressed
when
out.
you said no to that, Booth, I started looking at pictures of people with blonde hair and brown beards, and I saw one of Giroud looking very handsome.
Giroud.
You can't look
And I
at Olivier Giroud.
thought I could do that.
You can never look
compete.
at
And then
Yeah.
about an hour later, I thought I can't do that. He's very handsome.
Yeah, but you could do blonde.
That's
You
what
could do
that's
blonde.
what they do. Do you know? I
be
always
rocking
find it,
around like
I
a
always find it
Guinness.
funny. You know, people like will go and get their hair cut, and they walk into the barber and they
Picture
go,
of
"Make me
Beckham."
like Beckham." Yeah, not sure I can do that, mate. Like, nothing to do with your hair either.
I need a plastic surgeon.
There was a guy on this morning that went on. He says, "I want to look like
seen
David
that.
Beckham."
Oh my
I spent
God.
£1 million.
He's made
Whatever.
he's made himself like a Ken doll.
And he just looks. Who does he look like? He looks
looks
like
worse than a
Rylan
Ken
or
doll.
something.
He looks swollen.
Yeah,
I tell you,
swollen up.
the people that get their Hampsteads done, you know, and they file them down to be
Teeth
like
for
little
the
piranha.
people.
They make them like little piranha teeth,
And then they.
and then they cap them.
What's that
I
called
saw
again?
it's called I don't know, but whatever. What is it called? It's called
not dentures. What are they called, lads?
What are they called?
Anyone
Come
What's
on,
that
lads.
word where you clap your teeth?
We've got the brains trust over
Veneers.
it.
Veneers. Yeah.
I tell you what. Yeah, brains
Used
are
to go
Britain
my
in this
school,
room, isn't
Veneers.
there?
4 people, by the way.
Yeah, 7 people in this room can't think of the
We've got
word
about
veneer.
5 IQ points in the room.
2 of them are
Also, one
Arsenal
of them's
fans.
out of Essex. I think he'd know. 2 of them are out of Essex. You think they'd know? No,
One of them's got veneers.
Right, I tell you, those little piranha teeth, they are terrifying. Because you know what? You have a couple of days where you're walking around this resort
Yeah.
where everyone stays in the same resort.
Yeah, so you were looking at each other.
And they're all like over breakfast, like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to get themselves like a slice of grapefruit or whatever. They've got these little piranha teeth. It'd be terrible because I'd just be of the fear
Rory, I'll
that
give
they
you
can't
this.
get covered.
I'll give you this, Rory. I'll give you 10 years of unlimited Chelsea success, and you can go to every game.
No,
and
I'm
a
not
World
getting those
Cup
teeth.
and a World Cup for England, and you can go to the final
Not getting-
and flip the coin but you have to get the teeth.
No.
Really?
No, those little
doing that.
those Ryland teeth are weird. There's so many things now, you know, that people seem to do like as a normal thing. Like, do you know what a lot of girls are doing? Have you noticed this? Do you know? Remember Daisy Cow? Remember that cow that used to blink with the massive eyelashes? All these girls I see on the tube and that, they got these Daisy Cow eyelashes.
Crazy, man.
You think,
How are they seeing through that?
what are you doing? You've got a
They
curtain over your
definitely don't
eyes.
have 20/20 vision, do they, when they're doing that?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
no,
They're
you
limited.
shouldn't be allowed to drive
They're
like that.
No, it's impossible, man.
I'm not one to prompt people on eyebrows either, but you have a thing about the eyebrows, the new eyebrow fashion, innit, don't you?
What's that?
The eyebrows, you were talking about them yesterday.
Oh, no, the eyelashes I'm on about.
Oh.
It's the
eyelashes,
lashes,
yeah,
the
eyelashes.
Daisy Cow eyelashes like that.
Yeah. If you like the
Ridiculous.
stream and give us a super chat of a certain amount of value, I will get plastic surgery.
How much?
A big amount,
What
lads.
would you get?
Triple figures.
Would you get the butt lift?
I don't
BBL.
need to. I don't need to get a butt
Why
lift.
not?
No, there's
It's
other
a bit
things.
sagging back there. man.
Yeah, the day that goes south, it's a lot to go south.
Yeah, mate. They think there'd be an earthquake in London.
Just to bring it back to
San
football
Andreas
for,
fault.
for a second. Siddharth with the super chat. Gotta read it out.
Yeah, you gotta.
Tie jokes on what? Siddharth says, Xabi Alonso. If you were Xabi Alonso, Liverpool or Bayern Munich?
Liverpool all day of the week. It's not even a competition anymore. Like Bayern are a big club, but they're not.
But
They're
do
in
you not think
comparison to
embarrassing,
Liverpool
really,
now.
how bad
The
they are?
Premier
If he
League
went to
versus
Bayern Munich, he
Bundesliga.
could kind of settle himself in more as a
You know,
winning
I bet
manager.
Tuchel thought that, and then as soon as you lose a few games, you're out.
He
But
may
what
never
if he goes
get,
to Liverpool and he
Adam,
doesn't
Adam,
hit the
Adam.
ground
He
running?
may
Just
never.
stay there.
He may never get the opportunity of managing Liverpool again. Managing Liverpool has to be one of the most prestigious jobs in world football,
Especially for him.
The seat that is the Liverpool hot seat, the Liverpool like iconic place in the dugout, in the home dugout at Anfield. Like, that's up there. I don't know what the most prestigious seats in football are. Manchester United's manager, Real Madrid's manager. Liverpool's is up there. Bayern, this isn't me not understanding the significance of Bayern Munich, but the Bundesliga is plummeted. Like,
It's rubbish. It's a rubbish league. I'm sorry.
you can come to the Premier League with Liverpool. Xavi Alonso just has to
But
take
Xabi
that.
Alonso, whilst he's a Liverpool legend for 05 and all that, he's also ex-Real Madrid. He's also ex-Bayern Munich. And we don't know if his pinnacle is managing Real Madrid. And if you go to Liverpool and get it wrong, if his pinnacle's
But if
Liverpool,
you
then
go
you're
to Bayern
right.
and get
You're
it
more
wrong,
likely to get it wrong at Bayern.
You're less likely to get it wrong at
yeah,
Bayern.
it's
I
an
feel.
easier
No,
league
you're
to
not.
manage it.
No, it's not.
You win the league. Bro, he's beating Bayern with Leverkusen.
Liverpool gave Jurgen Klopp tenure. He gave him. He got given 3
No,
years.
but they gave it to
build
Klopp.
something.
They gave that to. I
He
think that
lost
was
multiple finals.
That was
He lost the
exclusive.
Europa
They
League
didn't
final.
give Hodgson time though. It was exclusive to Klopp because it's Klopp.
Yeah, but Alonso's got a similar
Alonso will have the
aura.
similar backing from the crowd, I think.
If Alonso wins the
'Cause
league
they
this
like him.
But he hasn't
season,
got
it's
the
a
track
similar
record.
thing.
He hasn't got the track record of winning the league in Germany.
But he will be this season, that's the
he won't have the track record that Klopp had.
Yeah, I'm not to be pedantic, but Klopp's record was 2 league titles with Dortmund, right, which upset the apple cart in German football. Alonso's only behind by 1.
But
Klopp's only won
didn't he build a
one
very
more.
strong team at Mainz as well?
I've been told that by certain
I've been
people
told
about
that as well.
Mainz. Yeah.
I don't know.
He also got relegated. He also got
Yeah,
relegated.
exactly. He got relegated. You know, they
I don't
relegated
think-
Dortmund.
I don't think you can hold
There
that
was other
against
circumstances, but he
you
also
know,
got
you know,
relegated.
getting relegated, and this is what I always think about the golden generation, if they're still allowed to be called that. In their management, they're not golden, right? Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, whoever. Neville's probably beyond it now, but the three that I just mentioned, simply having a bad time of it shouldn't preclude you from further conversation. Like, you see how you said that Klopp got relegated. Wenger got relegated as well. Simply having a bit of a bad time of it shouldn't mean that you are then cast adrift
that's
from
true.
football forever.
Yeah.
Like Steven Gerrard, it went very wrong for him at Aston Villa. But that doesn't mean that he can't have an incredibly successful and flourishing career as a manager.
Brian Clough got relegated.
Brian Clough got relegated. Yeah, that was at the end though, wasn't it?
Yeah, right at the end,
Yeah.
but still.
It was also in a different era.
But
Although you're right,
basically, right, if Xabi Alonso, I think it's wild. And when people say this, I just think, would you apply the same logic to your own life? I know often footballers, you can't draw parallels between football and normal society. But Xabi Alonso may never, ever get the opportunity to be Liverpool manager again. What you're saying is, your dream job, I'm offering you your dream job. What you're suggesting that you should do when offered the dream job is go, I don't want it at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know, people go, Lampard shouldn't have taken the Chelsea job. What, he should have stayed at Derby? He should have stayed at Derby when he was offered his dream job. Does that make any sense to anyone?
But the only thing that happened today, and a lot of reports, Sky Germany are saying that he's more interested in the Bayern job. Whatever reason.
His logic may be, look, I don't know how much he loves Bayern. I know how much he loves Liverpool, and I know how significant he is in Liverpool's history.
He
And their
obviously
fans.
played for Bayern.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he loves that club.
3 league titles there.
I just think that you take a Premier League over a Bundesliga job. I don't care what the Premier League job is. I'm not saying you take the Brentford job over the Bayern job, but I am saying you take the Liverpool job over the Bayern job.
I also think he'd be if they got De Zerbi, I just pulled a random name out of a hat. I don't think they'll get De Zerbi, but if they got De Zerbi, he doesn't get an extra 3 months that Xabi Alonso would get.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of the love that they have for him, right? The fans would take a long time to turn against him.
Yeah.
Like with
They
Ole
would
Gunnar
never
Solskjaer.
turn. They would never
You
turn
don't really
against.
turn.
We didn't turn against Lampard.
Give your opinion outside the ground.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
Yeah.
But inside the ground, you'd be like,
I can't believe he wouldn't want to join Liverpool.
I think you just have to.
Don't forget, you have to look at
but
the
the Bayern
context of the
Munich
league.
job is also coming available.
Yeah.
Which is Tuchel's going.
So what do you get out of that? You get 3 league titles in a row, basically, and a Champions League run. With Liverpool, you get 3 Premier League titles with City out of the equation. Man United are still weak. Chelsea is still really weak. Spurs are always weak.
Do you know the other thing for Bayern as well, which makes life a lot harder? I think in England, although it's a harder league to win, winning the league would be a huge success. I think in Bayern, really, you're only judged on... Like, being a successful Bayern manager is, have you won the European Cup?
Yeah, I think Tuchel leaving, basically announcing he'll be leaving at the end of the season, is based on the Lazio result more than the league. The fact they're 1-0 down against
1-0
Lazio.
down against Lazio.
And it's kind of an insurance policy, if they get kicked out of
So
that.
is that what he said? He's going to leave at the end? So it won't be before the end?
Yeah,
I thought
He's been given till the end of the season.
I thought they were going to do something drastic now.
We heard
get
that Oli
flicky.
If they
was
lose to
gonna go.
Lazio, they will. I think they will.
But there was rumours linking Oli.
I just thought it'd be
Like,
flicky.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Reputable German.
Yeah, I saw that.
Press
Can't
was
believe
saying
it.
Solskjaer.
I think
He
Oli's
lives-
been treated a bit unfairly, though,
But
Because
there's no link
I've got
to
say-
there's no link
there's
to
no link to
Solskjaer
Bayern
and
Munich.
Bayern either.
But
Like,
I
why
do think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have been linked with more jobs. When he came into Manchester United, it was actually quite impressive. We played good football. We finished second. I know
PSG in
second's
the
not
Champions League.
first.
It's just if he
But we
wants...
did well.
Does he want it?
Like, I feel like he's been given a hard time about it. I haven't enjoyed watching football as much since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And
No.
before him, obviously, excluding
I know
Fergie.
it is weird when that happened because I always thought that Roberto Di Matteo. I know it went wrong for Di Matteo in other clubs, but when he immediately got sacked by Chelsea, like how did he end up at clubs like West Brom? Like he just won a European Cup at Chelsea. Like surely,
Yeah. Surely like a big team elsewhere.
big team. Yeah, I think he ended up at Schalke. You're like, no, that's like he played for Lazio when they were good. He was an Italy international when they were good. Then he's at Chelsea and he's like he deserves a statue being built. Then he wins a European Cup. Surely that trajectory, like that's up there with Lampard and Gerrard, and they got the opportunities. And I don't know why it didn't quite go Di Matteo's way, but it seems to have been similar for
He's
Solskjaer.
at West Brom as well, wasn't he?
Is it West Brom, Villa, Schalke?
And now he's
We played
retired.
them. I went there. I went to Gelsenkirchen when I think
Reminds
we
me of the 06
beat them.
World Cup, that
We
name.
beat them 6-0. Di Matteo's Schalke.
Oh.
Yeah, we beat them 6-0 away.
It's crazy that he will have a legacy now of just that, and I'm guessing he's retired from.
Yeah,
He's doing a sort of Alan Kirbishley where do you know what I mean? You don't know
but
if he's quite retired or
he's
not.
young.
But, yeah, no, I know.
Do you know what I
of
mean?
course.
He's young. Like,
And the way he
for
set that
football
side up, that ain't no fluke. I'm sorry. The way he set that side up.
I don't think you
They
can
were
beat. I
efficient.
don't think you can beat Napoli with the side they had.
They were a good team, yeah.
Lavezzi and Cavani and all that.
Koulibaly and that.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat
He wasn't
Napoli.
anything.
Was he not? Sorry.
No, it's like
I might be
Lavezzi,
wrong. Sorry.
Lavezzi, Cavani, and there was the third attacker. Lavezzi?
Hamsik?
No, Lavezzi, Cavani, and
Don't get caught up on that. We'll
someone
find
else.
out in a bit.
It was they had the three attackers anyway. So we knocked them out. Then we knocked out. I think we went to Lisbon. Then we knocked out Barca. Then we knocked out Bayern. That can't be fluke. Like it just can't.
No, yeah.
We did have a wicked team. It wasn't going well, but it was a team of winners. It was a team.
We should
built
get
on
him out of
international
retirement for our Super 6 game. If
What,
you
should
haven't
we-
heard
should we
about it,
try
we're
and
playing
get-
a Super 6 game
capital.
at the end of the season.
We should try and get Dan Petrescu to play with us.
You text him.
I don't know him.
If you DM'd him, he'd get a notification because you're so famous.
You did say Hamsik, didn't you?
Hamshake.
Yeah, it was Hamsik.
Yeah.
In that team. That team was De Sanctis, Cannavaro, Campagnaro, Aronica, Gargano, Inler, May,
Inler.
David May,
Yeah.
Zuniga, Hamsik, Lavezzi, and Cavani.
Yeah, it was a
What,
three up front.
three?
The Chelsea team, by the way, was an impressive one. You had Cech, Ivanovic, Louise, Terry, Cole, Lampard, Essien, Ramirez, Mata, Sturridge, and Drogba.
You're getting
Yeah.
Rory
I
emotion.
forgot Sturridge was a starting part of that team.
Yeah.
He has a medal.
Mate,
He's one of those players without injuries. You'd wonder where he would have
Generational
gone.
talent.
Because his talent was incredible.
People do say that. Yeah, I'm not quite as supportive of that.
He's
People
well
Man City
thought of
say
in
that
Birmingham.
in the
He's a Brummie
academy.
lad.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a Brummie lad, isn't it?
I'm not quite of that theory that he was like as good as some people say. But
Do you remember him at Liverpool, though?
Yeah.
He was incredible.
No,
man.
yeah, and I remember he scored a good goal for City. It's so funny what you remember, isn't it? You asked me who scored. I can remember Dan Sturridge scoring for Man City at Ewood Park.
Yeah.
Like a wicked goal as well. Mental what you remember.
Yeah.
Like absolutely mental. But then I remember his dad playing for Derby. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like
Crazy.
this is ridiculous. Do you remember him? Dean Sturridge.
Yeah. James Carrigan with a super chat says, it's on the manager's chat we were just having, failure is an inevitable experience of most managers, even the greatest. I'm of the view that Emery, for example, took stock of his sacking from Arsenal and used it to galvanise his success at Villa.
Arsenal fans have a very different theory about Emery. And at the moment, that theory is looking correct. I think you and I had subscribed to that theory.
But we also subscribe to the theory of certain styles of managers not fitting in with certain clubs.
But also, I think that what I've always said, yeah, we do. But what I've always said about Emery is that he is capable of managing the very best. Like his name, you look at what he's done at Villa, you look at his ridiculous record in Europe.
Villarreal.
Mate,
Sevilla.
winning back-to-back European trophies like that is absolutely. Didn't he do 3 in a row?
3 in a row,
Like,
like 4 and 7 or something. 4 and 7
Mate,
years.
when you
They used to
do
want to
something
get
like
knocked
that-
out of the Champions League to get him there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when
All
he
in for
does
Arsenal.
things like that, you kind of go, that has to be ready to manage Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea when we were good. Like that has to be. But Arsenal fans will always tell you that he isn't that guy. He's the guy for Villa. He's the guy for Villarreal.
Yeah, but Arsenal fans were saying, "Oh, Arsene Wenger's not the guy" when he was getting them top 4, and then as soon as they got any chance getting back in the top 4, they love Mikel Arteta. So I wouldn't count Arsenal fans for any kind of gauge on anything accurate or sensible in the world of football. I mean, I wouldn't. And anyway, it's Porto 0, Arsenal 0.
It's been an interesting game so far.
Up the Porto.
I know we've been speaking and answering your questions, but we've been keeping an eye on the game. Porto had a lot of possession. Arsenal making a few fouls and things, but Arsenal they need to just keep it 0-0 for the first 20-30, don't they? Because you don't want the home...
They're keeping the ball well, I think, Arsenal. Saliba's looking decent.
The thing is as well, what you've got to remember is Arsenal aren't necessarily going for a victory here.
They don't have to.
They don't need a draw.
Because they'll beat him at Emirates.
They know they'll beat him at home.
There's no away goals now. I think it's completely killed these ties.
What do you think about that?
I love away goals. I think they're really good for the game. Look, away goals make this far more worth Arsenal's while pushing forward.
Yeah.
Because then they're worried about Porto at their ground.
And it also makes loads more jeopardy in the home game, which makes a more entertaining product.
Ridiculous.
Arsenal's passing has been wayward, you know. There's been a lot of just sort of over-hit passes, under-hit passes. Not
You think there's a
totally
little bit of
accurate
nerves
passes.
because they are a young side. Declan Rice, for example, his first season in Champions League football, incredible talent, no doubt about it. Led West Ham to a trophy, but it's not the Conference League. You think that
He's
will
at
be
that level, though. He's at that level. He's so good, man.
I think your point is right, but your example is wrong. I agree with your point. I don't agree with your example. I think they are nervous, but not right.
He's been the best DM in the world this
I
season.
think that a lot of these players will be feeling it a bit, but surely Rice, who's played in European finals with England,
Yeah, he's a role.
But we've seen. I think Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So when I say this, don't think I'm criticising. But we've seen better players have issues in Europe. You know, like early on.
yeah, but he isn't. Remember, despite his rawness, he's incredibly experienced. Declan Rice, like the Euros that we played, that was 3 years ago.
Porto on the attack. They're in the
Porto,
Arsenal
get your
box.
shots off, get your shots off, get your
Have a
shots
crack.
off. Give it. No,
That's poor, that.
Shame. Like he's 3 years ago, he was one of England's best players as we reached a final in Europe. It's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's so much football's
that
been
3
played
years
since.
ago.
Big Dog with the super chat. Thank you for watching again, Big Dog.
I know Big Dog.
Thoughts on the Sir Jim Ratcliffe interview? I know we've all been busy today doing various things, which we'll see very soon on the club. So I'll give you a few quotes from it. Yeah, shall I?
I like
so
it,
Jim
look good.
Ratcliffe, I'm very excited about it. He says it's not a simple fix at Manchester United. He said when purchasing the club, he wants to walk to the right solution, not run to the wrong solution.
Why not run to the right one?
Good point. He also said there's something wrong with the environment at Manchester United. And he also said, this is a particular quote that I enjoyed, in the Northwest, we have two neighbours who have really impressive football clubs. I aim to knock them all off their perch. I was at primary school in North Manchester in my class. Half were pale blue and the other half were red. My family were a red family. My mother and father were always United fans. And
Why did you have a season ticket at Chelsea then, mate? Don't start all this Mancunian.
That might be a business thing.
Don't start all this Mancunian. I went to school in North Manchester. Like, come on, mate. Yeah. You've had a season ticket at Stamford Bridge. Don't play this red card. And if you're a Man United fan, don't fall for it. You've had a season ticket at Chelsea for the past 20 years.
I will tell you though, Raw, I'm falling for it.
I went to school in North Manchester. Shut up, mate.
You know me, yeah?
You live in Belgravia and you've had a season ticket at Chelsea for the past 20 years.
But listen, if I was a big businessman in Madrid, I'd have a Madrid season ticket. But anyway, I just need a little glimmer of hope. That's all I need.
Thought that, yeah.
I need hope.
Yeah.
And for the last, since 2005 when the Glazers have been here, I know we've had Fergie. Go on, I'll let you commentate on
Look
it.
at the space. Arsenal.
Porto on the attack quickly, sorry.
I just couldn't believe the amount of the pitch just sort of opened up for Porto's midfield to stream forward. Arsenal have got back well though, and they're stifled out. We can continue talking about the liar that is Jim Ratcliffe.
The beautiful liar, we'll call him. No, I've been a man that's been very down about the focus and the direction of Manchester United. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left, it's been clear we don't have owners that have...
Why?
Shame.
Pourquoi?
Oh, no.
Offside. Must have been.
What's happened there? Is this going to count?
Hit the
Love-
bar and
they love-
ricocheted in, has it?
They love ruling stuff out,
That's
man.
a score, man.
Love ruling stuff out. Look at this.
Yeah, he's offside.
He's
wait.
not offside.
Who's offside then?
Nothing there. Nothing there. Hang on a minute.
That's a goal.
There's nothing
Wait.
offside.
It's allowed.
Wait. Oh, it doesn't even... No, it isn't.
Oh, that was behind the goal.
It didn't go in. It didn't go in. He's hit it wide.
He's complaining.
He's hit
He's
it
missed
wide.
the
He's
open
missed
net.
it. How did that go wide?
That's like Sterling against Italy in the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's Sterling 2014.
Yeah.
I've never
The
celebrated.
first game in
I've
the jungle.
celebrated since then.
Yeah, in
That's 10
Manaus.
years ago.
That first game in the jungle, I had to have injections for that.
Bro, that's
Mate, we were
embarrassing, bro.
celebrating.
Yeah.
Me and Rory were
Yeah.
on our feet. My boxes
Yeah.
were out and everything. I nearly got my wiener out.
Mate, he hit it wide. Mate, if I saw it in the back of the net. What happened there? I literally saw the ball in the back of the net. There's a hole in the net or
Mate,
something.
he's sliced that and it's bounced off the post that hangs the goal up.
The
goal net up.
stanchion. The stanchion.
Stanchion. Is that what it's called?
I think that's a stanchion.
That's
isn't it?
amazing. I was shouting Vamos and all sorts.
Yeah,
It's what we
we got to
Spanish.
tell you, getting your languages
Yeah.
all over the place.
What do you mean?
Continental Europe.
Why'd you say well done in Portuguese then?
I don't know, but I know it's not vamos.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just chatting to a Portuguese mate, my good mate Rovan, who's
Hang on, he
Portuguese.
hits the post.
And
You
he-
div.
He's missed two
He's
open
an
nets.
absolute pussy.
Guy's
man.
a
What's he
spanner. Guy's a
idiot, man.
spooner.
doing? He's a spooner.
He's an idiot, man.
Arthur Spooner. Arthur Spooner.
No, he's an idiot, man.
Shout out,
He's
Arthur.
missed two open nets.
Shout out Marlon.
Half time, Liverpool 0. Liverpool 0, Luton 1, Booth.
I don't care about that. He's missed an open net.
Yeah, it is
Silly.
horrendous.
Silly.
Liverpool winning.
Half time, Liverpool 0, Luton 1. Yeah, half time. It's also 0-0 between Napoli and Barcelona, and it is 0-0, obviously, between Porto and Arsenal. Talk to me.
Would a Luton win discount Liverpool from the title race? Is it that significant?
Not
or
until
is it
the-
too
No,
early?
City
because
game's over.
If City win and they lose, if City win the game in hand, if Liverpool were to lose, they'd only be 2 points. ahead of
City
them.
got to play Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah, but it's still symbolic. It's Luton. They're losing to Luton at home. It's
could
not
have a big
it's not
mental
about-
impact.
It's not about are they out of the title race points wise. Of course not. Of course they're not. It's February. But are they out of the title race in the way
Not for
that
me.
if you're losing at home to Luton, are you
But
going to
you're
win the
allowed
league?
to. You know when we said about if Arsenal lost to Liverpool in the league at their home
No.
stadium, there's different.
But,
Liverpool are top of the league.
You know
they're,
when Fulham,
they're allowed
I think,
to.
Booth, I think we agreed. You know when Arsenal went to Fulham and lost off the back of losing at home to West Ham, we sort of concluded, God, that's not how you. Okay, they've kind of turned a corner.
Yeah.
Would losing at home to Luton not be part of that? Also, how did Liverpool get on the other day?
Against who? They've got a near perfect win record, haven't they, in the last few weeks?
Right.
They've been really good, Liverpool, recently. Even with the injuries.
Yeah,
that
they
suffered.
They
They
was it
smashed
Brentford?
Burnley, I think it was.
Burnley, yeah.
But they
And you'd
4-1,
expect
yeah.
they would still
But
win
in that
this
Burnley
game.
game, they conceded a goal. No one talks about it because they smashed the worst side probably ever to come up from the Championship. One of them.
Worst
But
manager.
Your mate, by
Worst
the way.
manager,
Your
mate.
mate, by the
Why-
way.
It's not
See,
so
this
much
is the
about
thing,
the
you do
team.
it
Big head
extreme and you get
company.
personal.
Arsenal on the attack.
It's not so
ball
much
into the
about
box.
the team. I think they're quite a good team. I think
What's
it's
the
manager.
point got to do with Man City?
Do you know what it's got a lot to do with?
Why do you stick?
Well,
to
you've
the
got
point?
you've got
It's-
you got a statue of the
Oh,
fella
for
that's in
God.
the dugout outside your ground. It's got a lot to do with
It's
you.
wearing
Is
a
there a
statue
suit
accompanying?
with a cap.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
It's wearing a suit with a cap.
Yeah, that's trampy, man.
Yeah. Well,
That's trampy.
the point. Yeah. Why do you ignore the point?
Why do you ignore
both
wearing
do
a suit
this.
with a cap?
You both do this. You ignore the point to get your own point across. It's called gas lighting, and I highlight the word gas with you two in particular. Okay, you chat a
Mate,
lot.
that's
of it.
your word.
That's
Don't
your
throw
word.
it on us.
You
You
started a
chat a
show called that.
Yeah, I did. I should have taken some percentage out of that, really, shouldn't I?
Did you not? I thought you were a fine businessman.
Well, yeah.
God, you have us over a barrel.
What was it called again? Gas works.
The gas
is probably
tank.
an hour.
No,
Gas-
the gas light.
Don't bring up other shows while we're doing our own one. For God's
we just
sake.
did. All up. 89th minute.
Yeah. No, the gas lighters.
The gaslighters, you two. Yeah, you should start.
Who wrote that
You should
show?
start a podcast, just you two going
By the way,
around, going
who
around
wrote
Paris.
that?
Lighting Men made a big mistake when they got rid of
Who
Booze,
wrote the
didn't
play?
they?
That's what it's called. Gaslighting. It's from a play.
Oh, gaslighting.
Is it
no,
Arthur
no.
Miller? Thought you
Arthur
better.
Spooner.
Harold Pinter.
Arthur Spooner.
Yeah, that's
Harold
it.
Pinter. No,
While
Arthur
we're on
Miller.
that, Michael Brady with his first ever super chat. Shout out you.
American football.
What?
Yeah, it's him.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's his brother.
His cousin. Yeah, his cousin. He says thoughts on Luton in general, Rory.
Love him.
Luton,
Yeah, love him.
the city. Is it a city town?
Town. It's a town.
City.
Yeah, it's called
no,
Luton,
it's called Luton Town.
Jesus Christ.
Luton
Although
Town.
it's like population-wise, it's big. I think.
No, it's not a city.
No, it's not. It's called Luton Town.
Yeah. But just don't debate if it's a city or not.
I mean, I know the airport relatively well. I don't think I've ever been there. I don't think I've been there.
By the way,
at all.
London Luton.
No, that's malicious. It's a malicious hoax.
Yeah.
To call it London Luton.
London Gatwick
London
is also a
Gatwick's
lie.
malicious hoax. London Southend, malicious hoax. London Southend, malicious hoax. Anybody, I feel sorry for anybody that arrives at London Luton and thinks that they're in London because they've got an hour on a train.
Yeah. I only fly to London City these
London
days.
City's a
It's
dream.
just
Yeah,
a business, it's a
Terminal
business
5.
thing for me these days.
Terminal
It's
5.
business
I
thing
find
for me.
that proper bad. Like, as English people, when we land in Gatwick, we know this ain't London. You know, when they say to the other people on the plane, welcome to London, you're like, bro, what are you lying
Ben
to these
White's
people?
not doing anything. Look, this is part of that set piece coach that Arsenal have got. Watch, Ben White won't make any attempt to play the ball here. It's quite impressive. It's very Ricardo Carvalho, Jose Mourinho, right? Ben White, during set pieces, does nothing apart from occupy at least one defender. His entire responsibility is to destabilise the opposition.
Yeah.
You know that they've scored more goals from set pieces than anyone else in the
I
league.
saw an article about it.
Yeah, I think Everton, who you'd assume dice in that. Everton are second, but Arsenal got 3 or 4 more corner goals.
I've
than
always
them.
wondered if stuff like that ever even matters. You know, like throwing coaches at Liverpool and stuff like that.
That I don't
It's
know.
very interesting,
But
the
it's
money in football is like-
but Buvey, it's impossible to say that it doesn't count
Not for
when
this
you've
one.
seen that
Yeah, of
Arsenal
course,
have scored
of
more
course.
goals than anyone else in the league from
Yeah.
corners.
Do you think Nottingham Forest hiring Mark Clattenburg will affect their refereeing decisions?
Mark
Have you heard about
Clattenburg?
that? You not heard about that?
Tell me about
I thought
this.
that was a joke.
Nottingham Forest have hired Mark Clattenburg.
Is this
as
true before you tell us?
Yeah, on my life. An analysis.
You fact check?
No, it's got to be true.
He's
yeah.
bringing in analysis to Nottingham Forest every game to tell them why fouls are going against them.
Because the
Because
referees
they're
are crap.
fouling people.
The referees are crap.
No,
We
because
could
they're
have done
fouling
that.
people.
It's like a consultant.
It's
He's
one
like,
of those two
he's
reasons, bro.
consulting Nottingham Forest, and Gary Neville came out and criticised it heavily.
Mate.
Oh, but I don't.
Do you know
You know
what-
what I've got to say? Gary Neville and Sky and everyone seem to be doing a lot of PR for the refs, and I don't like it. At the moment.
I don't
Do you know
agree.
what I mean?
I don't agree with that personally.
I don't agree with that either. So, just for the
still
record, I
got-
don't agree with that. Shit.
I'm not going to be on the overlap again. Damn!
For the record, I don't agree with anything that Adam McKola just said. Welcome to the club with Buvey and Rory.
Views on my own.
I do feel though, because they do that thing with at the beginning of the season where they got to meet him and all that, they've become too friendly with him, so they don't criticise anymore.
I feel like they may dilute the criticism a touch because I think there was a feeling, particularly amongst the media, that the criticism of referees was going too far,
Yeah.
and therefore maybe they thought that the public would take.
It's
a leaf out of their
understandable
book.
from the aspect that we don't want to, because nowadays people will react to what's on TV, right? So if you're laying into a ref, I understand you're going to send abuse their way. And we've seen what happened to Anthony Taylor, was it?
What, when Mourinho
Yeah, like,
and
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
What
if he
happened?
wasn't so bad in the tournament...
Again, that's my point.
what
These refs
happened?
are bad.
I think they deserve more punishment and more criticism. I do.
More punishment than walking through an airport with their family being attacked.
No, okay, no, not
We should
that.
all be going,
I'm talking about in the, I'm
shame.
Tar and feather them through Oxford Street.
you know, these guys are like kind of treated like saints. Like, you know, they're untouchable. Like, you know, in any walk of life, let's say we were working at Sainsbury's tomorrow, and if we were as bad as at our jobs, we wouldn't be working at Sainsbury's. We wouldn't be. No, but these guys are protected because what, they're a limited class
You
of
definitely wouldn't be
people.
working at Sainsbury's. I don't think you qualify.
No.
No.
You wouldn't get a job there.
I'd be lifting
You lucky,
5 boxes
you
of
lucky
bananas
you
at a
met
time.
us. You landed right on your feet the day you met us.
Well, I've been working in the industry a long time, thank you, creating successful shows for many, many years. All right.
Yeah. Is that
on
still,
different platforms.
how's that channel going?
What about the other one? What about the other show that we should talk about? It. Go on then, lads.
What one?
The big one.
Talking about Super 6. That's what he's on about, by the way. Yeah. Super 6. There's only one left that can actually win Super 6 at the moment. And they need Liverpool 5, which is looking like a long shot at the moment. Luton 2.
That's still possible.
Porto 0. Arsenal 2. Possible. Napoli 0. Barcelona 1. So that's what they need.
It's looking tricky.
They need
It's
6,
difficult. They need
8,
5
9
goals from
goals
Liverpool.
in 45 minutes.
How do you predict Liverpool 5-2?
I kind of get it because Luton are very open defensively in the final 30 minutes of games.
No, I know. It's just I would never predict any football match would finish 5-2.
It's just a random scoreline.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a fight. What's a famous 5-2? Go on, trivia.
Okay, name any
Ooh.
5-2.
Famous 5-2.
a great game.
I think I've got one actually.
Go on.
Boys in the back will fact check us.
Okay, go on.
5-2. I think there was a Chelsea Spurs game 5-2 where you beat them.
5-3.
Oh
5-3.
no!
It's New Year's Day. It was New Year's Day. It's 5-3.
Manchester United beat Spurs 5-2. Darren Bent and Modric scored.
I think I
Put them
remember that.
2-0 or 2-1 up. And United came back. Berbatov, Ronaldo, and Cole.
Okay,
So maybe you're thinking of that.
5-2.
Adams won. But who's going to come second? 5-2.
Between me and you, Boo, we have to
5-2.
think of a 5-2.
People, let us know in the comments down below. We've got no laptop, so we won't be able to cheat.
We beat Wolves 5-1.
5-2. Oh.
I think we might have beat Cardiff in the cup.
You're going Cardiff.
Chelsea Cardiff in the cup. Sturridge and that.
5-2.
This isn't great for the viewers at home.
No.
No, but they're trying to think. They're trying to think of their own 5-2s.
Rory Buvey going.
Type.
They're trying to think of their own 5-2s.
That's like, you know when Homer Simpson is thinking he's got that monkey
6-1.
doing backflips in his head? That was Buvey then. 1960?
I won't think of that.
He was at that game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I remember
What did you
that.
just say? I was
well
thinking
done.
now.
Well done, Ali. Mate,
Five-
there's a Man City one recently and you didn't get it.
What,
Leicester
COVID?
Man City.
What, COVID? I don't think about COVID. Okay, it was years ago
No,
now.
but it's not nothing to do with the pandemic. It's to
Yeah,
do with the
that's-
football team.
Well, I've wiped that out of my memory.
What,
COVID.
do-
I don't
anything that happened
What,
around
you
that
think
time?
about COVID all the time, do you? No, I erased that point in my
No,
life.
it's got nothing
completely
to
out of my
do
thing.
with pandemics. Stop saying that as well.
Yeah.
It's not good for the algorithm.
Some people
But yeah,
get views
Vardy and
off
all
it.
that.
No, you don't.
Vardy smashed us. Yeah, I remember that. It was crazy.
Is that the day that Vardy, mate, one of the best goals because of Riyad Mahrez? Riyad Mahrez playing for Leicester, right?
wasn't that.
Do you remember that?
No. That's when they won the league.
Riyad Mahrez, it was in a Man City Leicester game. Riyad Mahrez did one of the most
2017.
brilliant touches ever by doing so little. His contribution to the goal was so fantastic. Doing so little, just making it look so easy. You know when people go, Bergkamp always makes it look so easy. Ball's pinged over to Mahrez, right? Vardy makes him run through the middle. This is all kind of on the halfway line. Ball gets pinged over to Mahrez. Mahrez does nothing. He just kind of stands there. As the ball drops, one exquisite, like brilliant,
Arsenal
perfect
attack,
touch.
yeah.
Pepe's not having it. Or he is.
Martinelli's still got the ball.
Just touches it into Jamie Vardy's path.
That was Guardiola's
Jamie Vardy
first
just takes
season.
it round.
That was Guardiola. That was John Stones. John Stones.
Do you remember his first
Was it
season
John
where there was a lot of
Yeah,
people
I was there,
questioning
actually.
whether he'd actually do it?
Yeah, and wrongly so. It was crazy how bad the criticism was.
Klopp got it as well, to be fair. And so did Arteta.
No, they would get everybody.
loads of
Everybody
people.
gets queries.
Saka off the top of the bar. Did that go out
Oh,
first?
I hit the bar.
It went out first.
Yeah.
Saka just crossing the ball. It seemed it went out
Saying
first.
if you're not watching the game, saying it hit the bar is very misleading because it kind of scuffed.
I said off the top,
no, yeah,
which it was off the
but
top.
it's deflected for a corner. But yeah, look, like, it's hit the bar, but it's never going in.
Where did it hit?
It hit
Say, you were going to say what I just...
Yeah, exactly.
the
He was about to go.
the roof of the bar.
It hit the top of and then
The
he
roof
thought-
of the bar.
No.
Not the top of the bar. The roof of the bar.
I love
Saka's got a
that.
corner now. It's getting close to half time.
Half.
Half time. Yeah, half-time. Someone that's got regional accents, okay?
Half,
Not
though.
generic
Half.
London ones, okay? It's called interesting regional dialects,
Half-time.
okay? What's your dialect? What is it?
I don't have one.
No, it's just generic. Could be from anywhere
Hackney
south
rhyming
of the
slang.
anywhere south of Birmingham.
No, I think my accent is clearly London.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
100% London.
What do you think?
He's 100% Chelsea.
Isn't that the fourth biggest Chelsea channel going on?
No, Rory is that. Isn't it?
Wait, were
Yeah,
you
no,
100%
you're right.
Chelsea?
No.
Who's the other one? That Lewis
the
kid.
guy that was the fourth biggest one was the one that dropped you
Who's
from the
the
football team.
Saliba
Your
just had a
football
header
dude who
wide.
decided he didn't want you on the team
Joey
anymore.
Knight, Joey Knight or whatever.
He drops you on the foot. No, he wasn't part of that. The 100% Chelsea was the manager who was your manager at the football team and dropped you.
And dropped me in Thogden.
Buvey, call Joey Knight out.
Huh? We're in a different weight category.
He would batter you.
He would-
He bowled it.
Why? You two could fight until you're both featherweights. You're a featherweight.
You call that true Geordies in a different weight class than you completely.
Yeah, and he had a meltdown, the poor guy. So let's not talk about it. But Joey McKnight's a lightweight. I'm not legally allowed to fight him. You have to sign a waiver.
I think we could make it happen. I want to
Yeah.
make it happen.
Well, go on then, do something about it, man. You got 150,000
Joey Knight-
fucking people on Twitter. Let's
Joey
do
Knight,
something then.
Buvey-
Fucking hell.
I got
Talk about
220
influencers.
220,000
Can
actually,
barely
get it
influence
right.
yourself to get out of bed in the morning.
220,000 actually.
We'll do it
Yeah,
then.
that's because some of us stay out for a drink.
Yeah, that's true. I got dry.
You all right, Raw?
I'm doing dry February.
No, really not.
Roy, if you want to go and have a
Yeah, I'm
beer
going
over
home.
there.
I'm going home. There's the Uelu Eurostar. Dear God. Oh, dear God. Martinelli, eh?
Fantastic.
Hilarious stuff. Josh Peverell with a studio chat? Super chat. Says, where's the usual studio? Because he had studio in the chat, man.
Because you guys aren't liking the stream enough, we've lost the rent on the
Yeah.
Office. Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Fellas,
No,
kick
we'll
us out,
be back on
wankers.
Sunday for the cup final. We'll be
At
back.
Chip and Callan say, can they have their studio back?
Yeah, we're back soon. This is just a one-off temporary space. We filmed a lot of an amazing content for the
A
channel.
lot of an amazing.
Of amazing content for the channel in France. Okay, beautiful country.
France.
Okay, we're in France. Okay,
Say it. Go on, say where we are.
I just said it. You
No,
do
no,
it.
say it. Continental Europe.
Oh, continental Europe. It's a beautiful part of the world. I miss the EU sometimes. You know, I really do, lads. I really do. I do.
Why? You can still come here.
Huh? But we're not in it.
But what difference does it make? You're here.
Oh, for God's sake, Roris.
You're here. I
Not
know.
the
I'm
point.
just.
That's not the point.
No, I'm
okay?
just curious.
Oh,
Like,
I'd
you're
rather
still
just be in
here.
it. I'd rather just not be in it. I'd just
But
rather
you're
be
here.
When I go to the airport, I want to stay in the same queue as everyone else. I don't
You know
want
what?
to
The
go to
queue
a
was
UK
smaller
queue.
for us, though, at this one.
Yeah.
It was quite good.
Was it?
I think Brexit finally paid off. I'm poorer for it, but it's all right,
Porto.
man. Porto!
Porto.
I don't know who it was.
Love
that's
it.
right.
Love it.
They're all Porto.
Nobody had a clue who it was. Porto.
Nico,
obviously
innit?
Nico.
Yeah,
Why didn't you
Nico.
know that?
I knew that.
I
Number
knew it's
16,
Nico.
Nico.
They've had the best chances, Porto.
Remember Nico? Great films he was in, wasn't
Nico
Bellic.
Nico Cage.
he? Yeah. Mark for Death and that.
Face Off and whatever
Yeah.
else.
Screwface got kill you.
What's that?
Screwface in Mark for Death. You don't remember that?
No idea what you're on
If I show
about.
you a picture though, you'll remember him. I'm gonna show you.
Screwface.
Screwface got kill. That's a.
What show are we talking about?
Yeah. You search out on the internet late at night, don't you? Screwface.
What are you on about?
What is it? I know it only is a Dizzy
I've
Rascal
asked you
thing.
where it's from, and you started accusing me of searching
What is it?
random
What is it?
That's
stuff.
Screwface from Mark for Death. Remember him?
I just remember Dizzy Rascal giving it all the
seen Mark
time.
for Death.
You don't remember him?
Face means keep yellow ways,
Never
yellow ways,
seen it.
keep
Mark for
means
Death,
get out my
never heard of
way.
You haven't watched Mark for Death?
I don't know. I've never heard of it, man. What do you want me to do?
You got no culture over here, man.
What do you, who directed it?
I don't know, but Steven Seagal's in it.
That's why I ain't seen it. That's why I haven't
No
seen
culture.
it. Steven Seagal.
No culture. We're in the city of the Louvre, guys.
We're in the
Mona
city of
Lisa.
La Seine, and somehow you're talking about Steven Seagal.
Yeah, class.
He's
He's a black belt, isn't he?
he is the worst. Yeah,
He's a proper,
the worst.
proper black belt.
He's Under Siege. You seen Under Siege where the girl jumps
Hold
out
on,
of
you've
cake?
seen Under Siege, but you ain't seen Mark for Death.
I don't watch Steven Seagal films.
I see Steven Seagal was class in my household.
No. No. There are some actors I just can't have on it. And if there's an actor in a film, name one actor, regardless of film, regardless of height.
Oh, that's a great
Who can you not have?
You're not going to like me for this, but you know the guy from The King's Speech?
Colin Firth.
Yeah, I know you're not going to like me for this, but from my point of view, any film he's been in, it's just boring.
Yeah, and
I know it's really
I kind of know.
harsh.
No, I kind of know what you mean.
You know?
I used to feel like that a little bit about like who
We said that because it seemed like Raya took a heavy touch, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't.
It was actually decent.
We just tripping major balls.
Decent pass back from Arsenal.
Yeah, go on.
Who wrote? I forget the fella's name. You know where Hugh Grant's Prime Minister? What are all those films called? Written by Richard, but not Richard.
Richard.
You know what's his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All those films.
Yeah.
Love Actually,
Yeah, you
and
can't
who
get
wrote? His name was Richard
Curtis.
Richard Curtis. Basically, any Richard Curtis film weren't for me.
You just can't do it.
Wasn't written for
He's
me.
a director,
I
not
thought
an
you'd
actor.
like
You
it.
asked for an actor.
It's like a London-centric.
In the
early...
Love Actually.
No.
Martine McCutcheon dancing to Girls Aloud.
Oh, he looks like that
obviously
fella
not.
off X Factor, doesn't he? What's his name?
Lewis Walsh. Do you remember the geezer that thought he was Eminem? He called him Lewis Walsh.
Louis Walsh, a weird guy. Man.
Louis Walsh comes onto the Louis Walsh
He
on
is
the X
a
Factor, right?
major.
And a geezer comes in. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm Eminem." And he said no. And Louis Walsh is like, "Get out, you idiot." And he's like, "Listen, mate, Louis Walsh."
I love how no one at home knows what is going on.
I bet they do.
Louis Walsh.
I bet they do.
Talking about. If you know what Rory's talking about,
Everyone knows.
Say
Just look
I
up,
in the chat.
Look up like
Is
the
this Pop Idol
bloke.
or X
Yeah,
Factor?
Pop Idol, one of them where the bloke's
yeah.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Listen, Louis Walsh.
some people say the actor they avoid is Rory Jennings.
Rightly so. No, I mean, if I qualify, hang on, like you're doing my career a massive disservice by making it too good. Surely, I'm too.
You and Steven
few
Seagal in the
levels.
same league, I
Who else
think,
can
to
I
me.
not-
What
Do you know who I
channel would
could've-
your thing be?
do you know
Your
who I
content
could've
would be on
watched?
Quest TV? Would it be on that
Gold.
side? Gold, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Do you know who I-
GOLD.
Like old reruns.
Do you know who I couldn't watch until he became brilliant? Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Until he became
Uncut
brilliant.
Gems.
Uncut Gems in the film about basketball. Have you seen that? It's fantastic.
No,
It's got
I've gone off
he's got
him.
all genuine
But Big
basketball.
Daddy is in my top 10. I loved it.
See, I couldn't watch all that.
loved
I
Big
couldn't
Daddy.
watch
The
like
golf
Happy
one.
Gilmore. Yeah, I couldn't watch all
I haven't
that.
watched none of that. I love
Mate,
Big Daddy though.
but Uncut Gems and the basketball one's fantastic. It's got all like genuine basketball players in it.
Yeah. Uncut Gems is amazing.
Great
You should see
film.
their first film
How
before
fun
that.
at
Have you
the
seen
end,
the one
though.
before that?
No.
Happy Time with Robert
Someone
Pattinson.
wants to know
Good.
your
You'd love
thoughts,
it.
Rory, on Only Fools. Can you tell them?
Fools and Horses. We've been talking about it all weekend.
There's a fun fact though about it, isn't it?
Yeah, my mum's in every episode.
Yeah.
My mum's in the
I love
background. Whenever they're in the nag's head, if there's like a girl drinking in the background who's blonde, it's mum. Almost definitely my mum. She's in virtually every time they're in the nag's head.
Has she ever been one of those extras where Dalboy kind of just says something to you?
Yeah.
Class.
Well, there's one actually where they're selling something on the market, and
it
my
the
mum's
back thing?
my mum's the one that buys it. The
When
point
there's a
that-
big crowd and
Yeah.
Uncle Albert's coming with his broken back. He starts dancing.
that's a great episode. That's a great episode. Yeah, no, Fools and Horses. We were talking about it the other day. That scene where Fools and Horses, where Rodney's like takes a girl on a date in the Robin Reliant. He's like, "These are my streets," and he's like being all hard. He's got his hair gelled, and then he's having a fag, and he like throws it out the window. He throws it out the window, and the window's closed. That set himself on fire.
Rory meant cigarette, by the way, for you Americans watching. Just let you know. Because that word means many different things elsewhere. And I just want to clear it up. Speaking of avoiding actors, says Mal, James Corden. Yeah, can't
Yeah,
stand
mate, that's
him.
a great shout on telly.
My favourite Reddit is the Reddit, which is just people telling stories about how much of a wanker he is.
Yeah, the
That's my
waiter
favourite
one that went
Reddit.
viral.
Yeah.
You know the one on Twitter where the waiter had
In a
pair of-
restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like did something. He did like
He
a
got
million
banned,
views.
didn't he?
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, do you know who else was? Do you know who else got? There was a very funny write-up. Do you know who Jess Glynn is? Jess Glynn.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Jess Glynn.
She got
Clean Bandits.
Somewhere I'd rather
Oh, I've heard
be.
she's awful.
She went. Yeah, she's awful. She went to Sexy Fish in her pajamas and got the hump that they wouldn't let her in. And went on her Twitter account and was like, "Can you believe they won't let me in? Like, there's a dress code, you dickhead. Who do you think you are that it doesn't apply to you?"
Is it good, Sexy Fish?
Yeah, nice night. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
restaurant. Not worth going to. But yeah, it's like I wouldn't say go there over anywhere else. If I was to
Yeah.
say go there over anywhere else, I'd say go to Jim Carner Indian restaurant just round the back of Mayfair, Bruton Street,
Bad news for Buvey and for people
Liverpool 2-2.
1-1.
1-1.
But that's good news for the Super Six
Who needs a
potential
5-2?
winner who needs a 5-2, but they need five
Handball,
more
surely
goals.
handball.
5 more goals, yeah.
A lot of niggly fouls here from Arsenal. They're giving a lot of little fouls here and there. Is that a good thing to kind of just break up any
It's good-
pressure
it's good
Porto
for-
have?
Porto, I generally think that the slower and more stop-start the game is, the more favourable it is to the team that aren't as good at football. And therefore, I think Porto will be happier to slow the game down, steady the game, and hopefully get a foothold. Because as much as I'm saying a draw is good for Arsenal, I think a draw is also good for Porto because they'll be thinking, just get to the Emirates and nick it. Like, the longer they're in the tie, the better. Because what Porto can't have is a defeat at home.
2-0 down.
Yeah, even 1-0, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can lose this.
Yeah.
So I kind of think a point
Any
suits
defeat
everyone.
for Porto and it's over.
Any defeat for Porto, it's over, yeah. So they need to stay in the game, and then they need to
I
create
think a
chance.
draw for Porto and they're not winning.
And remember that, I agree with you. I think that Arsenal could actually lose this 1-0 and still progress.
Yeah.
But for Porto, they need to stay in the game. They need to make it as awkward for Arsenal as possible. And then when they get their chance, like, let's remember, even tonight, the best chance of the game has been Porto's. It's ridiculous they're not 1-0 up.
Mate, that video's gone out, by the way.
What, you celebrating a goal that was... You celebrating a goal. No, I
You
knew.
too. I didn't stand
celebrate-
up.
I celebrated
You both
for you.
stood up.
No, I did you a favour.
were-
I didn't
we
want
were
you
holding
to
each
celebrate.
other.
No, I knew though.
I mean, you instant replay there if you want.
It looks good in here. Oh, you're a genius.
We're both
Yeah,
celebrating.
it looks good. Looks good.
We're
How
both
sharp
celebrating.
we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
it's
still
fantastic.
saying we're in. There's been a lot of things: hospital, prison. We're being held hostage.
In a bunker. World War II
There is
vibes
a
out here.
gun behind the camera, though. To be fair, pointed right at us. How's Pepe still going? By the way, his bones must ache so bad at night. You know, one of them ones. Oh,
No, I don't think he is that. I think he's
you know when
made- I think-
Pepe
no,
bends
no.
over to pick something, he goes,
No,
"Oh,
he doesn't. He doesn't.
He does,
He's
no,
the
he
opposite.
100%.
He's the opposite. He's made of
Does
granite.
that happen to you, Adam, now?
He's
he's
made of
getting there. We're
isn't it?
getting there. Yeah, yeah.
I think as soon as
I'm
you're
worried,
not
man.
30, that happens a bit. But mate, he's made of granite. He's one of those lads. That's look at Ben White, only occupying a defender.
Ball in. Oh,
That was Saliba. Is that Saliba again?
Kai Havertz, isn't it?
He's had two. Was it?
Oh, no,
it
yeah,
was
Kai
Kai Havertz this time. Kai Havertz and Saliba have had two similar opportunities from the back post for Arsenal, and you kind of go, "All right, it's a difficult header, but could have done better. Could have maybe got it
This
on
one he
target."
jumps-
That's
Kai
not to be
Havertz,
honest.
he's bottled it, hasn't he? He's cowardly. He's
flipped
ducked out.
He hasn't even hit the ball.
He's
properly.
ducked out.
Yeah, a bit soft.
You can't teach a coward to be brave.
He looks like a different person playing for
It's
Arsenal.
like you in the boxing sphere.
I've not ducked out of any fight. I've not been
Mate,
offered
You
one.
just did earlier.
We mentioned the word Joey Knight, and you shit yourself.
He's not legally allowed to fight
No,
me
no.
because I could
Legally,
I could
we can
punch
make
him
it
up.
happen.
Because
you're
you
not-
punch him up.
Yeah, you're not.
He's batting you. Because you punch him up.
I'm not legally allowed
Hang
to
on,
fight
that's-
people in different weight categories. It's,
No,
it's boxing. It's
you-
simple. Oh, it's
hang on.
Liverpool 2-1, for God's sake.
Mate, he would kill you in a ring.
Yeah, he's a professional.
He would batter you.
Yeah, he's
but
fantastic.
You just said you punch
but,
him up.
But legally, yeah, but I'm bigger than him.
So you think
legally-
Mate, that's not
Half-time,
how
0-0
boxing
between
works,
Porto
though.
and Arsenal.
Mate,
But let's
also-
just talk about Buvey.
Yeah. Also, when you say legally,
Yeah, yeah. You have to sign a waiver saying, "Am I fit to fight in this thing?" You wouldn't be allowed to sign it because he's fighting someone double the weight of him.
no, but
He's a flyweight, isn't he, or whatever?
But you weren't. No, he's not. I don't know. Is
He's
he?
very, very light. He's very skinny, not in a bad
No,
way.
but
but
you,
he's
I don't think there's misfits play by those same rules that everybody has to be like perfect.
I don't know actually. They got like tag teams and all that, and
Yeah.
random and that Chelsea girl fighting and all that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
what's her
Maybe this
name?
could happen.
Maybe I should just fight her or someone. Fight someone else.
She batter you.
Rory, stop saying people will batter me. Why don't you call someone out on
No,
the
because
street?
I get battered because I know it. Whereas I
Okay.
feel like you don't know it.
So
like-
why in recent weeks you said, yeah, you could batter him, batter him? Are you trying to get me in a ring so I get battered and you can have
No,
a
I
laugh?
want you to win.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be ringside supporting you.
Yeah,
you know
appreciate
that.
that,
I'm
appreciate
your
that.
ride or die.
Yeah.
But you
So give
you
me
got to be careful.
Give me an
because
opponent in the football world that I could beat then. Go. Yeah,
could
someone
beat.
that everyone that know at home would know.
Well, you can't just fight
me
someone
one.
that you can beat.
So that you
I'm asking
definitely
you then.
beat.
I'm asking you.
You can't just have a tap in.
Flav?
Who's big? No, but who's
Nah,
big?
Flav chins in.
Yeah, Flav.
Who's got like a big guy? I mean, like a big guy.
Because I think, you know,
So I called
once
out a
he
big guy and
jabs
he bottled
Flav
it.
on his nose and Flav gets angry.
Flav just kick him or
Batters
something. Kick him, yeah. Who was the big guy that bottled it?
Well, I brought him up on the stream and you two both bottled it as well.
I didn't bottle it.
We'll say it then.
Say it. Call him out. Look down the camera and say it. How did you say
I
it?
called out certain people and they didn't say anything. Look, I'm sad. It's sad, isn't it? You have to sit on a stream and call people out. It's pathetic, okay? We're here to do
It is
bigger and better
considering
things.
you're doing it. It is massively pathetic.
You guys keep bringing it up.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
want you to. We want you to dig your own grave.
I know you do. I know you do.
Also,
I'm
you
prepared
want
to-
the fight.
I want one fight while I'm in this football media world that I'm currently in. Let's just do it.
Okay,
for a
let's
laugh.
actually think about this.
Mate, that Specky Geordie guy was one in it with someone. When you fight
I'm
him.
not allowed to fight him either.
Would you? Is there any? Is
Well,
there
it'd be
any
good
sense in
though,
this?
isn't it?
He's about
Booth,
40 kilograms.
Do you know who I? Do you like? I have no desire to do this whatsoever. Primarily because I know I get battered by everybody in the space. But do you know what I would do? What I wouldn't do is the like hostile fight, which is why it will never happen because nobody would be interested because I wouldn't say. But what I would, somebody who I am friends with, who I have loads of respect for, like boxing.
Where it's just a sport.
Boxing can be a very noble art rather than I hate you and I'm going to kill you and now we're going to fight.
Yeah.
The noble art aspect would appeal to me more. Like somebody who I like and respect. JCC.
Yeah.
James Alcott. I'm not suggesting this happens for 1 second.
Rory James Alcott, that's something.
No,
QPR
no.
Chelsea.
Well, what I'm saying is my friend.
I think they'd start hugging.
He's my, yeah. I have nothing but time. He's my good friend.
Let's just both get out of this alive.
No, but I think boxing can be a noble sport.
No, it is a noble.
Yeah.
It's an art.
Where you shake hands afterwards
Yeah.
and you shake hands afterwards.
I think everyone
yeah.
does though. Even those fighters where they go, I'm going to kill you and all that. And you're like, whoa, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
They hug at the end because they respect each other after.
Even the nasty ones.
And I think they also understand
They
you've
always
got to
end
sell
in
it.
that.
I can't think of one. Obviously,
Yeah,
Adam
they always
got
put
more
it to
knowledge
the
No,
than
but
I
side,
do.
don't they?
like you know, like the
Very
fight that's
rarely
being,
they hold on
You know
to
the
that.
fight that's being built at the moment. Cattrall's got his man,
Yeah.
the Scottish fella.
Yeah. Taylor.
It feels to me that
Catchall
isn't-
won the first fight, by the way.
Yeah,
That's why there's a lot
that's
of
why
bad
there's
blood.
that's why there's a bad blood. Exactly, but that feels like there isn't that much respect.
But after but I think
think- you
that's
think-
because it's unfinished business.
Right.
Very
So I
clearly
suppose like
unfinished business.
Groves and Frotch, they
Yeah.
came back.
I think
to-
now Groves and
Groves and
Frotch
Frotch have got a
together
thing.
would be like, we made it together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
we
Yeah, we
did
sold
this.
out Wembley
We
together.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Carl Frotch says that a
and-
lot.
What was the Eubank one and the Scouse guy with the grey hair? Eubank Smith?
Smith.
Did they have a thing after the first one when he lost Eubank?
That got very hostile, didn't it?
It's very
pre-fight
because
was big,
Eubank
wasn't
was talking crap after, weren't he?
That got
Yeah.
very hostile. Yeah.
But
Did they make
again,
it up
there's
at the end?
still there's a little bit of
I wonder if Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn, because that was like hatred, wasn't it? At Old Trafford.
Old Trafford. The Chelsea and United fans had a rook, didn't
Yeah.
they? That was interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if. I
I've
don't know.
seen him talk about it recently. It's really weird you say that. I saw it on TikTok or something. And I still think he says pretty negative things about it.
They're
Who's
not-
your
they're-
favourite British boxers of all time?
I love Ricky
Nassim
Hatton.
Hamid, I think.
I love Ricky Hatton, but
Me, you, both. Nassim Hamid.
Prince Nas.
And Amir Khan's up there for me as well.
Amir Khan, of
You know
course,
his
yeah.
fight against
Khan less for
Maidana is
me.
one of my favourite fighters.
Do you remember
Fights
his
with a
fight
British
against
guy.
Bradis
in it.
Prescott?
I do, but
Over before.
I feel like people kind of use a lot against Amir Khan would fight anyone.
Yeah. No, he's a
And
brilliant.
I
fighter.
think he was huge for British. I don't think you get kind of the level that AJ got to in terms of commercially without Amir Khan coming before him. He kind of set a big thing for British boxing. He was huge, man. And going over to America and fighting Maidana and beating him. Like, I love Amir Khan, I do. Crazy, though. Crazy. I love his interview on TV.
I used to like Groves a lot. Obviously, Groves used to fight in Chelsea shorts. Darren Barker used to fight in Chelsea shorts. I always have a soft spot. I went to Vegas when Hatton fought Mayweather.
I know you've been to that. I'm very
Did you have
jealous.
Man
of
went
that.
to
City
that.
shorts on in
City,
that fight?
yeah, mate. We were singing.
I know
Born
it was
That Way.
Rooney,
Mate,
didn't
we're
we?
in the arena
Was it
singing.
Rooney then? Or was that in
No, I don't think it was Rooney. I can't remember. But we're in the arena singing Blue Moon.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was the only fight I wanted Rick Hatton to lose ever.
Really?
Really?
Because I was a big...
He's
I
such
was
an
watching
underdog.
Floyd Mayweather from the start. Like,
The whole thing was
staying up late,
undefeated,
watching
wasn't it?
dodgy
Yeah,
streams and all that. And I love Floyd Mayweather. I think he's the GOAT of my era. Like, watching those boxers.
Amazing.
But yeah, man. Half time here between Arsenal, Porto and Arsenal. Rory's going to go for a little winkle. Out of his little
on,
winkle.
go
0-0 between Porto and Arsenal. Remember, we could have one potential winner of Super 6 tonight. They need 5-2 between Liverpool and Luton.
still on,
Still
Ab.
time for that.
It's still
they need 2-0 to Arsenal. They need 1-0 to Barcelona. That could still happen. But listen, if they don't win tonight, that means we're getting even closer to a potential rollover. Because by the end of March, we could see the Super 6 jackpot go up to £1 million, Booth. Incredible. How did they win that?
They win that by downloading Super 6, joining the app, and joining our mini league because, of course, you get the chance to win some big boy money, up to £1 million by the end of March. That's huge. But also £100 every single week at classicfootballshirts.co.uk. And then you can play with Adam, Rory, and myself in a huge charity game against Tom Garrett, Theo Baker, and Reeve, and get hands-on in that game with us as well. So
They're going to get hands-on with you.
I said everyone at home is going to get hands-on in a charity game against Pitchside.
You want Tom Garrett to get hands-on with you?
Well, you said it, not me.
You just said it.
No, I just said hands-on in a game. Hands-on is a saying.
He called that a game. He called that a game.
It's a saying, yeah.
Apparently.
But, yeah, there's a huge game at a massive Premier League ground or former Premier League ground that you could be at as well. So make sure you download the app, and you also are supporting us massively by doing so. And also like the stream, for God's sake.
Yeah. And also, please do us a favor. We recently hit 180,000 subscribers, which considering we started just over a year ago, is absolutely phenomenal. I didn't expect that, did you, Booth? Like that many subs and the kind of viewers we've been having and everything. It's been incredible. We're a young channel with great success so far, and that is mainly down to you guys at home who subscribe, who watch and everything. So thank you very much to all of you. But can I ask, if you are watching and even if it's your first time or you're a regular, but you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, hit that notifications button because we've got so much content coming out over the next couple of weeks. We've got some special content as well that you don't usually get to see from us. And we're excited for you to see it. So hit that subscribe button, get your notifications on as well. And also make sure you're checking out Super 6 because they've been incredible with us and they're supporting the channel and all sorts.
Yeah, it's been amazing, Adam. Obviously coming up to our second season. You know,
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
Would you do what Tom did for the sake of the channel?
Well, it seemed like maybe that was related on some level, but no, I'm joking, obviously. But no, I wouldn't do anything like that for views. I just rely on football analysis for good views. I've been doing it for a few years, Adam. You've been doing it for a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
And you've just been sticking to football, haven't you? Really?
Somehow, sometimes, yes.
I had a question for you, actually.
Go on.
Right. If Man United were like challenging for the title this season and last season, do you think we'd be on more subscribers than we are on the club? Because all the videos would be about you and obviously Man United. It's not just about Man United.
I think
Chelsea been competing as well.
As someone that's run a Manchester United channel for 10 years, and owned one, co-owned one for like 4 or 5, Manchester United being successful is better for me.
Yeah, of course.
You know how some people look at Arsenal fans and like when they go mental, they're like, Arsenal get a lot of views.
Yeah.
It feels Manchester United is different.
No, Man United
Like our
fans want a
greatest
reason
ever
to watch your
night
videos. Yeah.
was when we beat PSG.
Yeah.
Not when we lost 7-0 against
What, the
Liverpool.
Rashford penalty?
Yeah. Not when we lost 7-0 against Liverpool, for example.
That's interesting.
So success for Manchester United is better for me. And I think that would reflect also not even just not winning the league, but just competing.
Competing, yeah.
You know, like it makes the games between City bigger. It makes the games between Chelsea bigger.
Because we've not had any games where I can do anything with Rory. You and Rory can't really do any big games because you're competing for top 4. You're competing for this and that. It'd be interesting if, the club in next season with Jim Ratcliffe maybe, that you can get closer. Obviously with, Chelsea, they got a lot of money in the club. In a couple of years, the club could be juicy. Some of the games that we're talking about.
We're already juicy.
Guardiola leaves.
Hopefully.
Wow.
Like,
I don't want
Sir
to
Jim
leave.
Ratcliffe said he's going to knock you off your perch.
He can't stop talking about perches. That's
That
Fergie's.
was-
can.
That was
Fergie's line.
That was a bit
Yeah.
weird, wasn't
I
it?
think what he's trying to do is show that he knows.
I'm a Man United fan. When I went to school,
You see
everyone
what
was
he
Man
called the
United
company?
City fans.
Trawlers Limited.
When
Like
a
a
seagull
refer-
follows a trawler, it's probably because he thinks the sardines will be slung in the sea.
That's exactly how
if there
Cantona
was a
said it as
spectrum
well.
of charlatan here, Jim Ratcliffe, charlatan, right? I know it's a harsh thing, so I'm not saying he is. Charlatan here and 100% an incredible owner, right? That interview for me was leaning towards charlatan. For me. I don't know why. It sounded good. It
You
looked
sound scared
good.
to me. Anyway,
It sounded good. It looked good.
You sound.
But there was something
deluded.
about it. I was like, this guy only owns 25%.
Sounds deluded.
Rory Jennings, by the way, just called me deluded.
No, because he's right.
I got a
he
super
owns
chat,
25%.
which famously,
You got to read it out.
Mal says Buvey.
Mel.
Yeah, Mal with a double L.
Mal.
Mal.
No, it's Mel.
Say it.
Mel.
Okay.
Like, and Sue.
Buvey. Fighting True Geordie aside. Super chat, gotta read it. Yeah.
Read it out then, Ad. For God, get on with it, man.
So what did he say? How did he start?
Get on with it there.
Buvey.
Yeah, you've said it 3 times now. Go on then.
Is this the second time I'm gonna say it?
3rd time now.
Second, but yeah,
Go
go
on,
on.
4th time now.
What is it? What did he say? Fighting who?
You're
Buvey.
such a melt.
Yeah,
Ross.
you wanna read it?
No.
Buvey. Fighting True Geordie aside, any chance the fallout will ever get publicised, or is it one of them that? Why is this on about? It will never get publicised. It has been publicised.
There is no fallout. There is no fallout. There is no beef, is there? What's the issue? I don't get the issue. Maybe I'm a simpleton from the West Coast.
There's no
Things
beef.
change, lads. Move on, okay?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I only called him out because
That's
I thought he's
perfect.
the only person who's big in terms of he's 6'4". I'm
And
6'4".
also, I think you summed it up perfectly then.
or 6'3".
The problem is
There's
you
no
now
beef.
showed that if there's a super chat
Things
about
move
that,
on.
he has to answer. People will be
I'm
doing
doing
a
it.
quid.
By the way,
I don't give it. I don't
by
care.
the
I don't
way,
care. Who
that's a
cares?
very clever super chat.
Who
Because you
cares?
made it seem like it's about boxing, but then you pulled us elsewhere.
Yeah. Who cares?
really cool.
Who really cares?
Super chat, gotta read it.
Anyone 6 foot plus in the football industry want to have a go? Let's
Will
have a
it,
go,
will it
lad.
forever be a mystery for the viewers?
Oh my god!
I don't know. It's a huge.
It's not a mystery.
conundrum. It's a huge
It's not
conundrum.
a mystery. Anyway, Liverpool 3, Luton 1.
Penalty?
Huh?
What?
Conundrum. It's a huge conundrum.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Why?
Listen, Joseph D. If you don't stop talking rubbish in the chat, I'm
Who's
going to get
Joseph
Buvey to
D?
chin you. Why is the studio so rubbish? Haven't we
All
told
right,
you
Joseph.
100 million times?
temporary.
We're not
you
in
are,
the
mate.
studio.
What are you?
anymore.
Queen of Sheba? Oh, what am I doing?
Why is my alarm going off?
Who are you? The Queen of Sheba, mate? What's it got to do with you? Why is the studio so rubbish? Do you know how much effort we've put into this? Do you know how many people have been grafting day and night to make this dream a reality for you? Only for you to come in here and slag it off with your chippy little remarks.
Lads, this has got historical significance. We're in a bunker. This is where all the French. This is where all the French. This is where the French were hiding when the Germans invaded. It took them 24 hours to invade the whole of France. Okay. That's harsh. I'm joking. They went through a lot, the French. during World War
Apologise to the
II.
whole of France now.
Pardon, mon français ami. Okay.
You know what, yeah? This guy's been speaking horrendous French while we've been here. And someone the other day went to him, your French accent's great.
I know.
And now he hasn't stopped.
I know.
Like,
Taxi drivers today said the same thing. Yeah, she loved it. Yeah.
you do look a bit French.
Do I?
Yeah, you look a bit French.
I'll take that.
Does it not look French?
I'll take
En
that.
Français?
No, they're a very cultured, handsome crowd.
Are they?
French, yeah.
No,
Cantona.
I'm
Think
more-
Cantona.
Yeah, Cantona is like elite French.
Yeah.
Oh, but Giroud,
Zidane.
Cantona. Oh,
Cantona is like elite.
oh,
This guy, man. Turn it down.
sorry.
These lads are having a meltdown.
You know what, by the way, as well? He's the only one that I don't think's been drinking.
We brought a live expert, one of the great people to ever create live streams on YouTube in this country.
blowing
more
smoke
you
up
look-
his arse.
No, he is. He's a generational talent in live streams. We brought him over, and Rory starts playing music while we're live.
That
It wasn't
by the way.
music.
Well, you had music on your phone. It sounded like the Early Learning Centre.
Okay, super chat. Got to read it out just before these kick off for the second half. Brennan White says, "Who do you think next West Ham manager should be?"
Why are they saying about sacking him?
They need to sack him. God,
Really?
he's so stale, isn't he?
Who should be the next manager?
Potter.
Shouts. I think Potter is the next one for that. You know what's weird? Ineos, I got a thing for Potter.
Yeah, I know. They wanted him in Nice, didn't they?
Yeah, and I imagine that conversation went like,
Can I ask a question about him? Did you rate him pre-Chelsea? Or did you see issues in him
I
pre-Chelsea?
rated Potter. I think his ceiling was Tottenham. I know they're a big club. They're not Chelsea.
No, but you know, with
think
regard
Spurs.
with regard to maybe should Manchester United appoint him, should West Ham, whatever.
No.
But what I would say about Potter is, if you saw problems in who he was at Brighton, and the problems were there. Remember when they were the XG Kings, they couldn't score goals and whatever, and then he left. De Zerbi comes in, they score 1 billion goals. If you saw the problems and you didn't necessarily rate him that highly when he was the manager of Brighton, then I think you can say that he isn't a particularly good manager. If you didn't rate him then. However, if you did rate him then, and now you don't rate him because of what happened at Chelsea, I don't think that can be too
'Cause of the basket
significant. I don't think the Chelsea.
Todd Bowley's first.
4
It's like being
months.
Moyes at United.
Yeah.
Being the first one after
And now he's
Fergie, it's
back
a
at a
bit.
big club at West Ham. Yeah.
Being the first one with Bowley when it's mental is crazy.
You can't tar his brush.
Yahya Mansour says, "Who do you think? Who do y'all?
Yall. That means y'all. That
Who
means
do
you
you
all
all-
in the southern states. You know, the drawl of the southern states.
Who do y'all
There we go.
think is going to win the Premier League and Champions League?"
I'll think. Oh, the Champions League is difficult, but I think probably City. The Premier League is less difficult, and I think probably City.
I think Madrid and City.
I hope you're right. Is there a world where could you see Bayern doing it in the way that, you know, when Chelsea have been in turmoil, we win the Champions League? In fact, lots of clubs have had like success when it looks like they're in turmoil on the surface.
Liverpool
That's true.
05, Chelsea.
Yeah.
etc.
That's true. Yeah.
Could you see
They're rare,
the
though, aren't they?
players, even if it goes wrong for Tuchel, even if he ends up leaving, do you think the players could galvanise and just go, right, we're struggling in the
Mopic's
league here,
leaving.
You know, a year ago we drew Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. I was worried. I was worried about the game.
but you battered
They
them.
started the game at
I want
Etihad
them
really
now.
well as well.
Mm.
Remember, they had
true.
a few chances. and
That's
stuff.
very true. Yeah. I want them now.
You do.
I'd want them over Arsenal in the quarters.
It's going to be great. When we click
I'd want
this
them
in,
over
just last
Arsenal.
against them. RT, is that the next one? Yeah. RT with a super chat. Gotta read it. Says, how do y'all, he's done a y'all, feel about match blackouts in the UK. The US never miss a match. It would drive me crazy having to use a VPN to watch a match.
I think it's way more complex than people like to acknowledge.
But do you think, the excuse of that is, well, people won't go and watch Championship Division. Do you think that is true? Because English football has the most match-going fans at like the third, fourth tiers and all those kind of things. And I feel if you support those clubs, you wouldn't be fazed by Arsenal playing City at 3:00 on Sky. You might
look. I don't know if the data. There need to be data on this. However, what I think is the most important thing in this country with regard to football, out of everything, the one thing that must be preserved at all costs is the pyramid, the structure of the pyramid. If somebody can categorically prove that the blackout doesn't affect the pyramid, then cool, let's get them on the telly. However, I believe that the people who are in the know in this at the moment believe that it will drastically affect the pyramid. Because remember, it isn't about will people still go and watch QPR or Bristol City. It's about will people still go and watch Hendon. It's not only, West Brom will be fine. I'm sure West Brom will be fine. If Man United, Man City's on the telly, West Brom will be fine. It isn't about them. It's about are Boreham Wood okay if that happens? Do
you agree with that, Boo?
Yeah, he's spot on.
I don't agree, but I think maybe I'm wrong, right?
But you have to protect whatever is the most beneficial to the bottom 80% of English football, which doesn't include Man United, Man City, Arsenal,
or even West Brom,
Burnham City in the Championship.
Or Middlesbrough. It's not them either. Yeah.
British football is built on the grassroots.
Me, maybe because I go to matches, but I feel like nothing could stop me going to that match.
Okay, but Adam, what about this though? Lots of people who go to, for example, lots of people that go and support Hampton and Richmond will support Chelsea. Lots of people who go and support Boreham Wood will support Arsenal. So if you're a Boreham Wood fan and you go to Boreham Wood, you could have a season ticket at Boreham Wood. Boreham Wood if Boreham Wood are playing at home tonight and you go to every Boreham Wood game, but you're an Arsenal fan really, you might not go tonight.
I hear that.
And if that is gonna, I don't know the stats on it. If somebody could tell me,
do you know where you can see it? And there's a great article about this. I can share it with you guys actually. About Italian football. So if you're an Italian resident, you just live in Italy, you watch Italian football, you're a Juve fan. Every week you've got access to every single game. Italian attendances have never been lower.
Is that because of the product though?
Napoli can't sell their home ground out.
You had the Calciopoli thing, match fix. But
you know when we say
does that not impact the way fans feel about the game?
I think the product, this idea of a product, football fans on some deep level, don't care about the product.
Yeah, no, they don't. I agree. I think most match-going fans don't.
I would go to City games in League Two. City. Obviously, I know people that have gone to City games. Countless people that have gone to City games in bottom tiers of the English football pyramid. Napoli fans don't fill out their stadium. The San Siro is not always full. I've been to Italian games. And that, a large part of that, of course, economic factors. Of course, you're right in saying that Ronaldo doesn't play in Italy anymore like he did in the 90s. Of course not. But there's a big factor where Italian football fans have got access to every game all the time.
Yeah, I think you're right, Booth. And I'm open to the games, every single game being on the telly. I don't care. Put it on the telly. As long as if the owners of Boreham Wood, the owners of Hampton and Richmond, the owners of Kidderminster Harriers, if they're still going, as long as they don't care. But if Hendon, if whoever's running Hendon, if they go, please don't do this, it's going to affect our attendances by 10%. Remember, we only get 900. So 10%, 15% don't come. That's drastic.
Kill the whole club.
Drastic.
Kill the whole club.
Yeah. I hear you. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like it wouldn't anyway. But that's our thoughts on that. Joe Williams with another super chat, which you've got to read it. Says, what do you think of the Gausner hire for Palace?
Yeah, he was a
Frankfurt manager that beat Rangers. Go on.
And West Ham. And West Ham in that run as well, right?
They were incredible that side.
Oh wait, it wasn't the Rangers.
West
Who
Ham.
beat Rangers?
No,
they beat Rangers.
Did they beat Rangers in the semi?
Because they beat Rangers in the final.
No, they beat Rangers in the final. Was it West Ham? Yeah, it was West Ham, I think.
No, Leicester City. No,
that's West Ham, man.
Maybe. But what do you think of that hire? Because I'm not going to lie, I don't watch much of Frankfurt outside of the Europa League run and when they beat Rangers. But it's interesting appointment, isn't it? Because Crystal Palace could have got X, Y, Z managers that are on the radar. And it's interesting for them to go for someone that's not an unknown, but relatively, most of his success has come in Austria and for Eintracht Frankfurt. What do you think of that?
So hard to get.
Because the last time they did that, they went for De Boer. Like a sexy manager with a young coach. Go on. I don't think that would have been picked up in it.
It's a coin flip. It really is. I know it's a simplistic way of looking at football. It's a coin flip. How many managers have come and hit the ground running? How many managers have come like De Boer?
But do you not think it's a good appointment because it's not the Hodgson model?
Yeah,
That's what they thought with De Boer.
Yeah, and it didn't work, but it was still a noble.
Vieira.
But it was still a noble appointment. It was still appointing Pat Vieira wasn't the wrong appointment in principle. As a man, it didn't work out. As the individual, it didn't work out. But what they appointed was a young, progressive, forward-thinking manager who could do very well and
Trying
be
to
there for
think
5 years.
I think the sin was never bringing back Roy Hodgson to keep up in the league. Never, because he's done a fantastic job.
It was getting into that position that they needed to bring him back.
Yeah, exactly. The sin. Oh yeah, of course. Patrick Vieira had to get sacked. They were absolutely atrocious the month before. The sin was giving him a contract extension for the start of this season because they had a clear run. They had summer. They had a bit of money to come in and to spend. They got rid of Wilf Zaha, clearing the energy, clearing the books of Crystal Palace, and they give Roy Hodgson another year. Good manager.
But do you know what? So this is brilliant, right? Because I kind of find this point really interesting, and this is exactly it. When I say that West Ham United should have sacked David Moyes off the back of winning the Conference League, so the day after they won it, right? I think they should have sacked him the day after they won it. When Roy Hodgson kept Palace up, I think they should have sacked him. I think that you can sack managers who, in theory, succeed because they're great for that, but they're not great for this. And what you do is you preempt problems. You sack managers before the problems emerge. When I say that, though, if I say West Ham should have sacked him straight away, David Moyes should have been sacked off the back of the win, people go, you're an idiot. If I say Roy Hodgson should have been sacked off the back of the win,
I remember you saying it
people go,
on the
you're an
radio
idiot.
and getting caned for it.
Battered for it.
Yeah.
Battered. I
And
said it on the radio.
now they're asking for his head.
Exactly.
They're different situations, though. In my opinion, just because
but
literally
but
one's
they're
so
the
much
same-
older.
But they're the same point. The point is, okay, forget the individuals. Forget the two
But
examples.
it's the only
principle
point
is,
I can bring
can you-
to mind.
Can you be sacked, or do you think it is correct to be sacked off the back of perceived success?
In the case of Roy Hodgson, yes, and not to be pedantic, but in the case of West Ham, no, because I think David Moyes has got a track record of being good in the league for West Ham. He's got incredible experience in the Premier League, and he's still at an age profile where he's got 15 years to go.
Can I say why I think it's right to sack him? Off the back of the win.
Yeah.
So they had their first win since 1980. Their first win since Lampard's dad in the team. Do you know what I mean?
Martinelli in the
you think
box.
about, like Lampard's kids aren't far off playing football age.
Yeah.
Lampard's dad was winning
They got-
the cup for West Ham.
Sorry.
With regard to that, right? They've had their moment. David Moyes on the pitch with his dad. It's phenomenal. It's brilliant. It's historic and it's iconic and it will live forever. Great. The reason that he needed to be sacked was because the signs were there that they were atrocious. They were atrocious that season. That season, they finished the league with 40 points.
Also, it's like winning the Intertoto Cup. It don't really like. I know everyone hyped about West Ham won in Europe.
I know.
It's a third-rate trophy.
and
No, it's huge.
No, it's not huge.
It is,
I'm not
man.
having
It is,
that.
it
It's
is,
huge,
mate.
bro.
It's all relative to the clubs that
I
we
know, I
It
know,
is,
we
but the
support.
Intertoto
Of
was
course you
never
don't. You're a Man
huge.
United fan.
No,
You've had incredible success.
But it isn't.
play.
It isn't.
I can. Obviously, we all know West Ham fans. It was an amazing, huge moment for them.
It's
all
not bigger than winning the
relative.
League Cup.
You know, there are people that win the
And managers have been
Johnson Spain
sacked for
Trophy.
winning that.
No, but do you know
It's
why?
all
Do you know,
relative, man.
but do you know why I think it's less impressive? Primarily because West Ham United are a Premier League team. The amount of money sloshing around this league. Remember, Forest outspent.
So
Bayern.
why aren't there more sides winning it all the time? You know, Leicester
No,
City
because they make a pig zero of the situation or whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd kill for that.
Have this one. I'm not having
You
it.
sure?
Yeah, you have it. You have it. Thank you.
That's love. That we're in the city
That
of
was
love.
care. No, but the money situation for me is harsh because I think ultimately, why haven't all the Fulhams of the world and the Stoke City were in Europe and Portsmouth were in Europe? It's hard
Now,
to
though,
European
now is
silverware.
the money. Now, what I'm saying is West Ham United playing Fiorentina, where Amrabat is the best player in the team.
Yeah.
They always should win that game. The amount of money not in West Ham in the Premier League compared to the amount of money in Fiorentina.
You can't deny it's still hard.
Any Premier League team in that competition should win it. That's how it's got to now.
But Roy Hodgson had to leave the role at the end of last summer because he's literally not old enough to carry the side on. You could see the physical burden on him because of age. It's nothing against him. If he was 10 years younger, he would have kept them in the league and still been at the job. David Moyes is
what
a
about this as a
fantastic
theory?
manager.
West Ham
Relative.
United win their first trophy for however long? Not over 40 years.
Yeah.
They win their first trophy. West Ham United will never have a better opportunity to become the club that their fans think they are. They will never have a better opportunity to become the club that their owners want them to be. They're marketing themselves as London, right? They're in Europe, premier competition of Europe. They've won the trophy. They've got some money in. They've signed some good players. Now is the time to appoint the forward-thinking manager. Don't let it get to a crisis where things are going wrong and the fans are unhappy.
No. Could it just
remember? You know they've got that tradition.
I tend to agree with you.
Do you know they've got that tradition of? Is they've got this brilliant thing that happens every now and again at West Ham, right? Where a fan will run on the pitch in protest, get the corner flag, and plant it in the centre circle. Should have scored. Trossard far post.
Explain what you just seen?
Yeah, Trossard far post. Brilliant corner routine again from Arsenal. Ben White's doing his thing, disturbing everyone, and they've done something completely different. They've pinged it all the way across the. Declan Rice hit it right to the far post.
Perfect corner.
Free hit for Trossard. He has to score. So
You've got to hit that down because you
see
get
how
deflected.
good they are at corners.
They've had 3 now.
That's 4 headed. There are 3 headers and that one.
But you know, for them to be
Arsenal, Porto have just given the ball away on the edge of the box. Martinelli,
great tackle,
great
Pepe,
tackle
man.
by Pepe.
For them to become the club that they want to be, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, but you sack people on failure, don't you?
But that's what I'm
do.
saying. Can you sack them on success?
No.
Why?
Bro, Van Gaal got
situation.
sacked after winning the FA Cup.
Carlo
I didn't
Ancelotti
agree
got
with it at
sacked
the
for
time.
winning the double.
Yeah.
But again,
Di
this is why it's
Matteo.
all relative. Winning the FA Cup for Man United wasn't enough. And you
Kivior
were shocking in
booked.
the league.
Kivior booked for a foul on Conceição. It's a free kick in
Bournemouth.
like the corner area.
Bournemouth sacked O'Neill on success.
It was wrong.
Bayern Munich sacked Nagelsmann on success.
Yeah.
Is
That
that
was
kind
wrong.
of
Is
like
it wrong or is it preempting
Was
problems?
that
Sometimes
the
it's wrong.
position that, you know, like this kind of debate that we're having? Is that not like the mental debate that the decision makers at West Ham would have had? Like, the grass isn't always greener. And we've seen other clubs, we were just talking about De Boer, Vieira. And I know that doesn't mean because one didn't work, they're not all going to work. But Moyes is almost like the safe bet. And with the amount of money that's involved in being in the Premier League these days and how much it costs to
No,
get
but
rid. You know, if a manager just kind of guarantees that you just be all right.
But I think West Ham were ready. They were one of the clubs that were ready, alongside maybe Villa and Tottenham, to like launch a serious bid to qualify to be the other club to get into the European Cup. Chelsea never quite looked like it. Man United never quite looked
Champions
like
League.
it. Yeah, West Ham were one of the clubs ready to ask.
Pellegrini was brought in for that reason. Pellegrini
West
failed
Ham,
massively.
West Ham, I think, seriously, off the back of winning that trophy and getting into Europe and spending the Rice money and whatever else, they were ready to be one of the clubs that if Chelsea and Manchester United ruin their opportunities by themselves, who's the club waiting? Tottenham were going to be one of the clubs. Villa were going to be one of the clubs. I think West Ham felt
Do you think
like
the
they
owners have matched what you've just said then? Because, okay, take away David Moyes.
No, I think
we
they've been-
agree he's a limited manager.
They got 40 points last year. You know, if Jared Bowen doesn't
No, but
score,
what this
if Jared
season?
Bowen doesn't score in Prague,
Yeah.
that season they got
probably
40.
What about this season? But is this season able to compete to a higher level? Because what, they're in the top 10 at the moment or whatever? That side isn't getting into the Champions League anyway.
That's misleading in itself. They're in the top 10, but not because of their own brilliance. Like, it's not a particularly impressive points tally. They're in the top 10 because Chelsea are below them and have made a terrible...
Yeah, but my point is, I don't think they're a top 5 side with the current playing staff there, whether it's David Moyes or Guardiola at West Ham.
But no,
It
he's
doesn't
not,
make a
I don't
difference.
think he's suggesting West Ham should be top 5 though. But they shouldn't be battling against
the
relegation.
owners made a
with
big
the kind of
move with
money they spend
Pellegrini.
with the stadium they have.
They
and
brought in a
everything.
Real Madrid manager, a Man City manager, Pellegrini, and they know they got relegated. And
But
David
the-
Moyes...
yeah,
but they're a
we're
different
trying to
club
make that
now.
point.
All I'm
Is
saying
it-
is they're a different club
also,
now
like,
as well.
the
They've
next-
just won
with
European
Antonio
Champions.
up front.
The next manager, just because Pellegrini failed, doesn't mean the next manager's going to fail, right?
No, and the next one was David Moyes, who succeeded incredibly, and he's
Well,
the best manager they've had in 40
but
years.
you know whenever we discuss clubs, obviously we all have to accept that you and I would never have the full understanding of like the culture of West Ham the way a West Ham fan will. Why did the majority of West Ham fans I talk to want a new manager then?
I've not heard that. I know there's a massive vocal.
they were massively
They
vocal
were a big
against it.
banner in the
Yeah.
away end the other day. Moyes out.
Banners don't reflect the whole proportion of
In fact,
fans.
the away end.
Yeah, there's a massive proportion of people that don't like David Moyes, but there's also a lot of people that do like David Moyes and love what he achieved last season.
So why
I
is
think
there
we- I think we're
why
allowed-
are
I
there
think
Moyes
we're-
out banners then?
Yeah, people can. If I bring a banner and I hold it here, 2/3 of you don't have a banner.
No, but you
but
don't-
I have a banner that's
But-
visible on the
But
screen.
you don't say that when you talk about Arsenal fans wanting Wenger out, as you spoke about earlier this season, earlier this stream.
Yeah.
You don't go, well, loads of them wanted him in as well. You go, their fans.
Okay,
turned
we
on
can
him.
talk about that. There were a lot of Arsenal fans that
They were-
absolutely love
they were
Arsene
chanting
Wenger.
for him
We
to
used to work
be
with a guy
killed
that
and also.
obviously loved Arsene Wenger and wanted to stay. So, you know.
No,
That was disgraceful, by the way.
I think we both agree. He's a
I
limited
knew that
manager.
treated him.
He's a very limited manager. and he's not going to get them into the Champions League. You're spot on about
the
that.
vast majority of West Ham fans, like the away end was. They had like a 10-foot banner.
That's not the debate. The debate was, should he got sacked at the start of this season, basically.
So I'm asking the question that why do their fans, who have a far better understanding of the culture than we would, why are they so irate with him then, if it's going so well?
I'm saying at the start of this season, should he have been sacked after winning a European Cup for the first time in 40 years for West Ham? My answer simply is no. He shouldn't have been sacked.
Can I just say, I know we don't like them or him, but Havertz should never have been booked then. Some guy just basically ran into his arm and he got booked. Like, it's not just because your arm hits someone, it doesn't mean it's an elbow or a... I find that really, really stupid, man. And I imagine if this game was at the Emirates...
Why does he need his arm up there, though?
But what? That's natural, bro. You know, if I've got the ball, you shoot. You do that all the time.
I'm little, though.
Your permanent posture is like that.
I'm little. I've got to look after myself.
We got a super chat. Got to read it. Says, do you see Ipswich getting promoted this year? We're kind of having a debate about it. I want them to get promoted.
I know. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I think they will.
I want them to. The thing is, Leicester run away with it. Who do you think gets the second spot?
West Brom have got a bit of form, and they've got a new takeover, so they kind of...
West Brom
Leeds are doing well as well, aren't they?
Leeds could get promoted.
West Brom ain't doing it.
I'd rather Leeds do.
This is the table at the moment. You got Leicester at top,
Leicester
78 points. Yeah, they're clear. Leeds on 69.
Yeah, it'd be good if Leeds
Ipswich on 69. Southampton on 67.
If the
West Brom
playoff-
are on 55. West Brom ain't getting automatic.
If the playoff is if this is it, so Leicester automatic, Leeds automatic. Who do you want out of Ipswich, Southampton, West Brom, Hull?
Because we've had West Brom and Southampton
not
fairly
Hull City.
recently compared to
Definitely
Ipswich.
not Hull
No,
City.
definitely not Hull.
Nah, not Hull.
No
Hull's
wind
a
dashes in
shithole,
the
man.
Premier League.
No, I think I want Ipswich out of those. I want, in fact, the three teams I want up are the top three.
I'd like Ipswich to do automatic though.
I feel bad for
Leeds winning at
Ipswich.
Wembley would be good actually, because the scenes from that end would be good.
I feel
Those
bad for Ipswich.
casual football accounts would have content for days.
It's 4-1 to Liverpool, by the way. But unfortunately, there's only 4 minutes left, and we require a
5-2.
goal for both teams there. Lewandowski scored for Barcelona, so it's made it 1-0 there. So if in the imaginary world, in the last 4 minutes at Anfield, Luton and Liverpool both scored, and Arsenal scored 2 here, we'd have a winner of
good
250,000.
skills,
man. That's not bad.
And they would have played for free, which is incredible. Imagine winning 250,000 off a freebie.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot of money. And like, my mum even plays it. She don't even like football. She still thinks Fergie's in the dugout and Beckham plays on the right wing for Manchester United. She thinks we're still good. That's why she don't win Super Six. But she plays it like it's the pools or something.
Who's a better footballer, Roy Keane or David Beckham?
A better footballer, David
Just
Beckham.
total. I know they're different positions.
Yeah, David
No,
Beckham.
total Roy Keane.
David Beckham.
Who's a better footballer? Roy Keane.
Who's more talented, David Beckham?
Who's more talented, David Beckham or? Wait, hang on a minute. You're being.
Tied you up in nuts
you're,
there.
I know,
I win.
No, you're not, because you're not being. You're
Also,
not,
it's like me picking between mum and dad.
no, it's like
it's very difficult.
Who's more technical, David Bentley or Roy Keane?
That's unfair. Don't bring David Beckham.
See what I mean? Who's more technical, David Bentley or Roy Keane?
Tarapt.
Yeah.
But I do think Roy Keane
Who's
is
a better
massively
player?
underrated.
Who's a better player, Roy Keane or David Beckham overall?
David Beckham.
If you could only have one in each team, you have. I think Beckham's amazing.
If I could only pick one, I'd pick Roy Keane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because there's...
What, in their prime? One game in their prime.
But David Beckham, for me, is so underrated as a footballer. I think he's incredible, and he should have won the Ballon d'Or in 1999.
So interesting about Roy Keane. I thought Beckham was would be like a clear decision.
Beckham would be my answer to almost any
Rivaldo
other...
won it, and we knocked him out of the Champions League.
Beckham would be my answer to almost any other player, but not Keane. I don't understand why Keane
I think
isn't...
Beckham's the best of the class of 92, but that might just be me.
He's better than the rest of the... Yeah, class of 92 is only him, Giggs, isn't it?
Not
Him,
Nicky
Giggs,
Butt,
or
is it?
Scholes.
It's not Robbie Savage, is it?
Him...
Well, Savage
But you
technically
could
part
go
of that.
Neville.
Nah, you can't go Neville.
You could go Neville.
Can't go Neville.
Mate, Neville was the only one that played his position. He played his position for the longest. He won the most. Nobody
I'd
came
rank him
close.
Beckham, Scholes.
good shout, yeah.
But Giggs was amazing.
But then Neville's fall off was hard.
Yeah, it's mad. It's like picking between
Keane fell
mum
off.
and dad. It's too hard for me.
Keane ended up at Celtic.
Keane, Keane
I'd
fell
have
off.
all of them. I think
Beckham
the
was
greatest
doing it in
midfield unit
PSG.
is those four, personally, for me. Definitely in the Premier League. Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, Keane. It's just complete. Got Got a few greys coming there. Adam says, Max, thank you very much
That's
for pointing that
compliment.
out.
How can you
Max.
see it from that far away?
Because we have
Because
a
they're
wonderful
standing
technician.
out, brother.
Wonderful
What, you
technicians over
zoom
there.
in?
Yeah, he's
What, is that what they're doing over there?
My greys.
Yeah, what are you doing over
I asked
there?
one of them to take a picture of me by the Eiffel Tower, by the way. Rob.
Oh yeah, and he's
All the way in on my nose, bruv.
It's a good picture, that.
Man.
You should put that up. Put it on the Twitter.
Rob was
your
eating a
club account.
sandwich.
You're
while we
getting
were doing
laughed
our
at.
live stream.
Got a Porto.
Who's getting laughed at?
Laughed out of the room for saying Gary Neville. By
What?
Billy B.
That's not like Gary Neville. Out of all of them, Gary Neville had his position for the longest, didn't he? Like everybody evolved their positions apart from Gary Neville. Fair, right?
Say the statement again. Sorry.
Everybody had to evolve their position a little bit in at different points in their career to accommodate other players or to accommodate old age. You know what I mean? Gary Neville literally played only in his entire career.
He also played for
in
a
the
shorter
position
time,
that
though.
he was meant to play at the very top tier of the very best club in the country.
If
Yeah.
good
Like
clearance by
Ryan
Saliba.
Giggs at various points had to become like more of a central midfielder, do less.
That was because his pace went and stuff. You don't necessarily need your pace at right back, right? And
Not in
I'd
those days.
argue,
Now he would.
I'd argue David Beckham could easily have done Gary Neville's job.
Oh, that's harsh, man.
Are you crazy?
That's
David Beckham was
harsh.
class.
No.
Wait.
You need to be a different
David
kind
Beckham
of
could
guy.
easily be a right back because his defensive attributes are very good.
David Beckham wasn't as good in a tackle as Gary Neville. I just
No,
don't
no,
know.
no. I agree
or
with that.
positionally
Of
aware.
course.
Wasn't as he
One of
wasn't
them's
as
a defender,
disciplined.
and Gary Neville grew up as a centre back, so he knew how
Yeah.
to tackle and all those
wasn't as
things.
disciplined.
That's crazy, Adam.
Probably didn't have the same commitment.
David
probably
Beckham
didn't
was
have the same
incredible,
leadership.
bro. But you know what doesn't help Gary Neville, and I hate it. He doesn't toot his own horn, man. Stop letting people think they're better than you.
I put a short on
Mika
my.
Richards, you mug.
Mate,
Who do you think
I
you are? Say
know.
you're better than Gary Neville. You need
Mate,
a slap for that,
Do
bro.
you know what? Addy
I want to fight Mika Richards.
Addy will kill you. Don't do that. Don't do that. He's got more chance against
Yeah, I'm dead.
Thingy.
Murdered.
I'm
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, I'm dead.
Murder.
Mate,
Thingy, by the way.
Do you know I did this? We were talking. It was exactly this point about Mika Richards. I was with Addy Oladipo and we did I put a short on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He went
Okay.
mad for it.
Yeah.
Saying Gary Neville needs to be more honest about his own
I've
footballing
tweeted,
ability.
like, I feel like a lot of this chat that comes about is because they almost.
Do you know what Addy said? Addy went, how on earth, and Addy's a Liverpool fan. He went, how can they sit round a table and Jamie Carragher sort of belittles Gary Neville's career? You know, as a joke, because of their friendship or whatever. You're like, hang on a minute, your trophy cabinets aren't comparable, mate. You got Jamie Carragher kind of going, we're the same.
No, it's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy.
You're mad.
Jamie
Gary
Carragher was
Neville
Premier
was-
League class, but Gary Neville was world
Is
class.
arguably the best right back the Premier League seen.
Yeah,
Arguably.
he
I
was-
think-
he
I
was
think-
my
I think
my
that's a
choice for
fair
right
shout.
back.
I'd still put him in the team, but Kyle Walker's obviously pushing him.
Closer. But you know, the more I look at Kyle Walker now, it's going off a little bit, like defensively for City in the last
Like
few
his wife,
weeks.
eh?
Yeah, don't get personal. That's below the belt for the poor
We're allowed
guy.
to say that.
That's for the poor guy.
Don't panic.
But the more I look at it, I think Gary Neville, his form fell off because of injuries.
Rory's thinking, shit, man. I'm going to walk in Talksport one day. Kyle Walker's going to be there.
You were getting invited in the building. Or Sky, the way it's going. But ultimately, Gary Neville fell off because of injuries. It wasn't his fault. Kyle Walker, a little bit, positionally, it's different. He's been culpable the last few weeks of City conceding goals, really.
But again, that's just age, isn't it?
No, but he's not.
And he's
old.
played for an awfully long time.
He's played for a long time.
If Kyle Walker was limited physically, because Gary Neville was limited, that's why he couldn't play centre back. He was a right back. He made the most out of less. Kyle Walker is a pace merchant, and he's incredible at doing it. Without pace, he wouldn't be Gary Neville.
Yeah. You know, on the Neville point about him being a little bit not, he doesn't brag and all those kind of things. I feel it's easy to do that when you've got so many
Yeah,
trophies.
because you don't have to.
And he's
your
interested
trophy
in-
cabinet.
I'll
But
let my
also, people like
Wikipedia
us do
talk
it.
for
People
me.
like us do it for him. Like Gary Neville doesn't need to say anything because we know, and the trophy. Like if you're, look, I've got only respect for Jamie Carragher as well. Like don't get me wrong, but Carragher has to tell you how good he was because he's got one European Cup. Mika Richards has to tell you how good he was because, if we're totally honest, he was a fairly insignificant Premier League player.
Massively.
Whereas Gary Neville, you can laugh at him and he can laugh at himself because he's like,
Mika
Mate,
Richards'
I'm
peak
probably
was
the-
his debut when he scored at Villa Park.
Yeah.
Was it
And
for
that's
City?
do you know that's ridiculous that you said, because I've thought this myself. Mika Richards, all his podcasts are about his moments at Fiorentina, being benched at City. I've never really heard Gary Neville talk. He talks about other Man United players and the fans and the ownership, and he does it incredibly well. He never really talks about, there's a moment where I was playing against David Trezeguet and I marked him out the game. Like, he never
doesn't have to tell
you.
A lot of that is down to Fergie, though. It was all about the team.
Yeah.
No, but he would have had his individual battles, mate.
But I think Fergie kind of made these players humble in a sense.
I think it says just more about what have you got to talk about in your career.
He used to always talk about, remember that, like, have birds fly in a triangle and all that. He used to talk about stuff like that.
But I've still,
You know what I mean? Like, shit like that.
but equally, there has still been, like, Eric Cantona, despite being supreme, was supremely arrogant.
Of course.
Teddy Sheringham is not shy to tell you about his medals that he's won and whatever
Would
else.
Kyle Walker have made the 99 side better?
No.
And that's I like these debates
what do
because
you
when we've
think-
had De Bruyne debates before, I think there's a world. I know
He'd
you
make the
disagree.
squad better, but not
would
the
De
team
Bruyne
better.
make 99 better? I think there's an argument he would.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
think there's a
Yeah,
debate.
okay.
Would Kyle Walker make 99 better? No.
What does Kyle Walker have over Gary Neville as a player, attribute-wise?
Modern physicality that Gary Neville, I don't think, could
So-
apply in this
okay.
era.
Pace, I think. I just think
That's
pure
more
pace.
that's more physicality, though, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Jumping as well is a huge aspect to it. I know
Okay,
it's,
another strand of physicality.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
let's say physicality umbrella-wise.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think
Position. Is his
I think
position
Neville
said
leads
better?
him in terms of the reading of the game. All those.
Who's a
'cause
better leader?
What gets Kyle
Gary.
Walker back in his position is his pace, right?
Yeah.
Gary Neville never had that pace to recover.
No, he didn't need it, did he? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
so he
smart.
kind of reads the game very, very well. But then that's probably because he was a centre back. You know what I mean?
whatever.
And Gary Neville had a
but
better
also,
cross.
Kyle Walker's played a lot of games centrally,
Yep.
like as a third centre half,
Yeah,
hasn't he?
that's true. Also, we're arguing between two fantastic players.
Look, I mean, they're the two best
know what I
by a
mean?
mile.
Carl's
Like,
second now. Carl's just a clear second, which is a massive testament.
But he
to his
could end
career.
up first.
Not
And I
for-
don't think
there's anything.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, but I also think Gary Neville needs to just.
It could be his last season.
Be a
at
bit
City.
more
I don't
arrogant.
think he ever will.
Or does he not need to be?
He doesn't need to be,
Yeah.
but I want him to be.
Oh, balling for Arsenal.
What he shouldn't let
I want
happen
Gary
is-
Neville to rock up,
He
to
shouldn't
stick
let
to
Mika
football
Richards.
with all his
He
medals
shouldn't
on.
let Mika Richards compare them as footballers.
Yeah, he should've went- he should've went, "Fuck off."
Because it's as legitimate as me doing. It's literally as legitimate as me going, me and you, Gary. It's as appropriate as
I'm
that.
bored of the Mika Richards stuff, man. He goes on about Fiorentina all the time and all that. I'm a bit sick of it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit. I'm not
You
gonna
kind
lie.
of have to do that though, because Fiorentina are, especially to like kids that watch football Italia and stuff. Fiorentina is an iconic team.
No,
So to make yourself seem more relevant, you
the
have to be
first
like,
clip on
well, I
TikTok.
played in Italy as well and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the first clip on TikTok's beautiful. Yeah, the first one when he says, "Oh, I played with Mohamed Salah at Fiorentina," is beautiful. The fifth one isn't beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I love? You know the clip where he's talking about Gary Neville, and he goes, "Yeah, but I had to play with Sibierski and that," and then Roy Keane goes, "Yeah, but they had to play with you."
Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason that you were playing with Sibierski. Yeah. There's a reason that Gary Neville had David Beckham in front of him, and you had Antoine Sibierski in front of him.
There was
Yeah.
a period, yeah, and this is
You're about to tell me that
he
Antoine
was
Sibierski.
top. No, Mika Richards was
Right.
top.
No, he
top,
was
top,
very
top.
good.
His ceiling was as good as I've ever.
He's a
almost
Premier
ever
League
seen.
player.
He's a very good, insignificant, inconsequential Premier League player.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of Mika Richards.
But there's a ceiling. You know when you see a player,
Yeah.
and they're like Ravel Morrison, let's just say it as
Yeah.
an example. The ceiling,
the potential was there.
big.
Yeah.
It was so good. He won the Premier League as well.
People disagree.
Jorginho's come on for trial. And actually, a lot of people are agreeing with us, which is a surprise. Just to give you some full-time scores, the Super 6 opportunities is over for this week. Liverpool won 4-1, so that 5-2 prediction isn't going to come in. But you could be a winner of Super 6 in the next round. So get downloading the app, join Super 6, get your predictions in. Remember, you have to be over 18 and over, rather. And you have to read the T's and C's and all that. But make sure you're downloading the app, get in our league. The code is Club23, but also get your predictions in every week because it's a free attempt at 250,000. And by March the 25th, I may have the date wrong, but by the end of March, we could have £1 million jackpot. Ben White there has just seemingly, I feel like...
Let's have a look.
This is
He's
what.
pushed a Porto
Wait,
player.
have
he's
I-
not done nothing.
Mate,
Ben White's
I've
not
been,
done
I've been every corner. I've flagged the Ben White story, though. Haven't
Yeah.
I?
You have.
Like-
Oh,
yeah.
you have.
It's a tactic.
Yeah.
But I feel like the contact wasn't there then. The keeper just went down. Fouled it and went down. There wasn't any real
Also,
contact.
the keeper's not necessarily even looking to get him sent off. He's just looking to slow the game, make the corner
Yeah.
kick get like it's.
Also, then, if this comes in and there is a contact, the ref will give it.
Yeah, there's already been previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeper's ball.
Go on the double.
Yeah,
on the
let's go,
double.
let's go, Porto.
Vamos, baby.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a dive as well, man. He should get booked for diving there. He boots it out of play and dives. That's a dive. That's a booking.
guys, like the stream, by the way, and
I'll
subscribe
tell
to
you
the
if
channel.
that's worked.
Yeah, come on.
Say it now.
No, don't tell me if it has or hasn't worked. It's not the point, Rory. God's sake.
No, I'll
Can I
tell
just
you if
spot
the
him with a
likes have
score?
worked.
Like the stream, please.
Napoli won.
Why have we got 2 likes?
Barcelona won. Victor Osimhen with the goal.
That's an irrelevant game.
I'm on the wrong
not
live
irrelevant.
stream.
No, it is. It's so irrelevant.
I
Man.
wish Man United were playing in that irrelevant game.
Who's this?
I know, yeah. You beat them. That's how bad those two are.
Gareth Sims says something which we can probably all agree with. Neville's the best right back, but Ashley Cole is the best fullback in general by far. Tend to agree with that.
Lead judges. I'm on the wrong channel. Gotta read it. I was on that one. Look, it looks like the same.
God. Arsenal on the attack now. They've not linked up any play in the second half, have they? No.
It's not a bad draw for them, though.
I know. It's
I know
a
they
shame about
probably
the away
want
goals
more
thing.
and-
Yeah, it's a real shame. Porto are on the
They're a
counter.
3-point plug, aren't they?
But then Porto might be going.
What do you mean?
Arsenal, they're a 3-point plug.
They only work in
They're
England.
useless in Europe.
Yeah,
That's a great shout.
he was baffled then. Baffled.
Yeah.
You
You know our hotel's got normal plugs. Hasn't
What? Where?
he hasn't.
My room does.
Mine doesn't.
At the desk.
No. What? There's a 3-pin thing?
Yeah.
There isn't.
There is.
There isn't.
There isn't.
There is.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah. You know we're on different
Nah.
rooms, Adam.
Nah, you don't have that.
Nah,
No, because
we're
I'm
in a
on the
bunk
same
bed, aren't
side.
we?
Do you look out on a football pitch? Do you look out the window onto a football pitch?
No.
Do you look
No.
out onto the football pitch?
No.
And have you got 3-point plugs?
Lads,
What?
William.
The
William.
in the small
William.
rooms, bruv. By the way, we're the talent, yeah? We're the talent.
We're not.
We are. Well, I am.
We're
I am.
not.
I am the talent.
We're not.
On
We're
this
not.
we are.
the budget's tight these days, man. It's called a cost of living crisis.
That's because you've been paid it all.
Cost of living crisis. Says you.
What do you mean, me?
This is you.
Says you.
Says you.
Hey.
Says you. Et
I
toi.
don't know why I said that, by the
Et
way.
toi.
I just said it. Yeah, man.
Have you lads? This is an interesting one. Obviously, we are creators on Twitter. Did you get a load of money from Twitter in the summer? Yeah, they were like promising you loads of money, and then
I got £17 from
yeah,
you. I got 2 payments. One 17, one
You know
11.
who got all our money? Did you
$13.
see
Like,
it? You know who got all our money? Mr. Beast.
oh, because he
Because
yeah.
so apparently Elon Musk went to him, oh, please upload a video on it. And I think he gave everyone their money.
That's crazy, man.
To be fair, he probably deserves it.
I don't know. Some of the stuff questionable, man.
You think-
Questionable. Yeah, it's not
You think-
right. Not right.
What's
morally
not
not right?
Not right.
Who?
Mr. Beast stuff ain't right.
Well, what's he doing?
Do you think filming
What does he do?
charitable things is bad then?
when you demand?
you don't like
when you-
charity?
No.
You don't like charity?
You like charity,
we
but
can
not
go
on
into
camera.
it. If you want surface level chat like you two usually do, we can do that.
Okay,
Or we can go
I
into a slightly bit-
apologise in that
bit-
case because
yeah.
I don't know enough about this. Can you tell me what
There are
you mean?
certain things where the angle of giving for charity is based on if someone does this, funny thing for my video. There's an element of performative aspect
Can
to
you
it.
give me an example? I haven't seen any of this, but I'm interested. What? Such as
I'll
what?
give X amount of money to charity if a woman stays in a circle for 30 days or whatever. I know these are
But that's
amazing.
not generally what
and
he's
there'll
doing.
be people at home saying, "Oh, what money have you ever given to charity?" But I think there's something
You give a
noble
lot,
giving-
you just don't
giving to
you don't
money
put
in
it in a
charity
YouTube video.
quietly or not, or, not doing it
Yeah.
publicly.
Okay.
But,
So for example, what Mr. Beast
something
will
eerie
do,
about it.
Mr. Beast will say, "You go and commit yourself to this challenge, and if you succeed in this challenge, I will give £100,000 to a charity of your."
But that's not always
It's
what it is.
actually-
Because
it's actually
sometimes
a
it
little
does,
bit-
I healed 1,000 people's
you know,
blindness.
let's say you needed some money and you went on the chase, right? You need $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have loads of money.
I do.
Bang. Let's just say, yeah. The chase put you through a set of challenges, like quiz questions, right? If ITV said, right, you've got to stay in a house for 365 days and not see your kids, or you can only talk to your kids through walkie-talkie for 1 hour,
Okay.
you know,
So
things
it's
that
like-
would really
it's-
fuck
yeah,
with your
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
But at the end, you get $100,000,
Yeah.
and it's kind of
But he
pushing
does
that
those.
boundary.
Yeah.
Can I just?
It's
I don't.
effed up, man. Some of
Mate,
it.
I don't want
care.
to. I don't want to defend him because you may be right, but it seems like those things are with you. For example, hold on to the private jet thing. That was with YouTubers. The other things like healing people's blindness and stuff, he's just going over there and healing.
So
their
it's
blindness.
amazing.
And then the video
Building
is,
wells.
I healed 1,000 people's
But
blindness.
there's a middle ground where he gets people from.
So would you rather
so
it not
people-
happen?
But that's a
dilemma,
moral
innit?
debate. That's a moral debate. I think
an interesting debate.
I think there's a world where it shouldn't happen.
Well,
Where,
did,
for
he
views.
healed 100,000 people's blindness.
He went around the world. I don't want to say what a country because I think he went to various different countries. And people that needed a certain surgery, he paid for it. And I think it was 1,000. It might be another number.
So what's the criticism here?
That was the video. Here's blind people. Now they can see. It's all because of me.
And look at the views I got and stuff. Like
No, okay. So the example you used, I think, is a weird form of torture.
But it's
Which
with
I
normal
think
people
you're right.
that is. That's with people that
Healing
want to do it.
Healing people's blindness is only good, unless I'm completely missing.
He's connected. It's connected.
It's not connected
Right.
because
It's the same thing.
those kind of
He's
things
making
are
money
with
from
normal
one
people.
type
They're
of
not
video.
with like people with problems or that need the money
Yeah.
for certain things.
I'd like to believe there's a world where you can do that without having to attach that to a YouTube video where you exploit people for their search for money
But then-
because they're in financially impoverished
Devil's
situations.
advocate, he doesn't get the money to do those things without a sponsorship
being
because of
paid.
his
No, of
YouTube
course.
channel.
And it's a wheel, and wherever it starts or ends, we don't know. But for me, there's something very strange.
So
about the
if
whole
you
thing.
were blind and he healed you,
yeah, but that's I'm a unique. We're all uniquely selfish people, aren't we? All we
Okay,
all want
if
for the best.
Mr. Beast paid
I'm
for your
sat here, I'm very
BBL
lucky to be where I am. I'm lucky, but I look at some of the things he puts them through. It's
So
absolutely.
do you watch these videos? Do you watch?
Yeah,
them?
and some of them- some of
for
them-
me to understand this.
It's part of
better-
the problem. He's watching
No,
it.
no, but I'm now interested because
No,
I don't
on
really
VPN,
watch.
no
I
ads.
don't really watch YouTubers. So for me to understand this properly,
The stuff
can
like-
you send me one example
Yeah,
and we can pick this up another day? Because
Yeah,
I
we
do
should
think
do
the
this another
dilemma
day.
is interesting. I
It's
just
very
don't know enough
interesting.
about
It's
it.
very interesting. Yeah.
Send me the best example.
It'd be like you live
of
in
the dilemma.
an empty house by yourself, and you're allowed to talk to your daughter once a year or something like. Or
Yeah,
like once
and
every
I'll
month.
give you £250,000.
Yeah, you're there like.
I really want to talk to my kid, but I need 250 grand.
But then I might
I feel
fail
like
at
the
any
argument
moment. You
isn't
can
being
fail at any moment.
represented correctly though. Because when he does those challenges that Buvey's talking about, they are with like normal people that apply to be on the show, that audition.
Yeah, but they
to be on the
apply
show.
because they need the money.
No,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's because they want to be on a game show. It's like
Yeah, but
fucking-
they don't even know what they're
what's
signing
that
up for.
thing?
And there's lots of
Ninja Run or something.
But there's lots
It's
of
a bit like
examples.
that.
Yeah, but the reason I brought up the chase because if Rory wanted to sign up for the chase and get £5,000 for answering questions, there'd be a contract that he'd sign and it'd be very very linear. But Mr. Beast, there's loads of examples where he's really pushed the limit of what's ethical when you get people on videos. He really has. There's lots of great examples.
I like this. I don't know enough about it. I'd like an
We'll
example
continue this
video.
next time.
I'd
very
like an
interesting.
example video, and I will watch one beforehand.
Jeremy Ebert. Sorry if I've said your name.
Ebert.
E-B-E-R-T?
Ebert.
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 Jeremy Ebert. Do it in your French accent.
Ebert.
No, Ebert.
There's a great film critic called Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert.
Ferguson is the best Premier League manager ever, but Wenger is the most important. Well, that's rubbish already. I
Most
don't even want to
important.
finish this out.
Yes.
Oh,
Do
he
you have
actually
to-
said at the end, because of how he changed the direction of the agree or disagree, I disagree. But go on.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Also, every manager, loads of managers do this. Like, Jose Mourinho changed the Premier League forever as well.
You know what Arsene Wenger did? He said to Paul Merson, "Stop having a fag on a Saturday morning before you come in for training."
Yeah.
He did.
Disclaimer.
He said, you know when you go out you get smashed on a Tuesday.
A line more than a fag, I think.
You know when you get smashed on a Tuesday. Can you stop doing that, please? That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's
No, mate,
revolutionary.
also, it's
I'm being
it's
simplistic.
totally overblown. Mourinho changing football because every massive Ferguson changed football. Jose Mourinho totally changed football. Prior to Mourinho arriving, everyone played 2 up front. Mourinho arrives, Chelsea get Drogba, played 3 up front.
5 midfield.
Drogba, say Robin and Duff, Drogba, Robin and Joe Cole. Suddenly everyone's doing one man up front. Football changed forever. It's so redundant to just say Wenger changed everything.
Sean Firmage with a super chat. Gotta read it. It says, "Hi guys, love the show. What do you guys think about the no away goal?" Kind of mentioned it earlier. He says, "To me, the away goal being removed has made the Champions League slightly boring until the final. Would you keep or let go?"
I've seen a lot of this, mate. I've seen a lot of criticism from media outlets, from I think Jamie Carragher on CBS talking about it. I think that almost all the games are irrelevant. Did you watch any of the games last round? Like Copenhagen City, I've watched, of
do you know-
course.
I agree, but can I just got to tell you, I follow a very impressive football mind. Like, and that's not a joke. I do genuinely. A guy called Kevin Hatchard. He and Andy
Very good he
Brassel.
is.
Kevin
The
Hatchard.
Euro train is amazing.
Kevin Hatchard and Andy
what it's
Brassel.
called?
They've got a Trans Euro Express.
Trans Euro Express. I love
Trans
that.
Euro Express. They have a great show. I listen to it superficially, right, because it's all European football. But he put out a bit of a challenge to this because he said that a lot of people have been saying how boring it is, and he said, I'm finding this very annoying because it's not true. It might be true if you only really look through the lens of Premier League. There's only 2 Premier League teams in the Champions League. But he said the football that was on last night when no European team played, when no English team played, the European football that we saw was enthralling, exciting, brilliant teams, brilliant players. And it actually makes a mockery of your opinion on football, is what he said, his approach. It kind of makes a mockery of your opinion on football. If you go, it was dull. It wasn't dull. You just don't care about European football. You're a Premier League fan.
That's very interesting.
And that's kind of at me because
you're
watch
selfish.
Premier
You want
League
Chelsea
football.
to be in.
No, but
you're right to be so.
but-
You're a Chelsea fan. Chelsea aren't in the Champions League, so you have a little bit less of an interest in it. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Same with Adam with Man United.
But I also have less of an interest in it when it's not Arsenal.
yeah.
Like I didn't watch.
There's no question.
I didn't watch Bayern Lazio.
There's no.
Did you watch Bayern Lazio?
No, I did watch bits. But there's no question. Whatever this guy's going on about, he is right on some level. But also, no. But modern football is not filled with world class footballers in the same way. You don't
It's
think?
not. It's kind of reflects back to that argument we had about, managers coaching the individuality, or if that's the word.
There are less
out
great
of
players.
players.
I think there's less great players.
Mileage has reacted, Mr. Miles. Maybe you could fight him, Booth. Miles has
They
reacted.
beat you up.
Him.
Another one that would beat
How do
him
you
up,
know?
yeah.
They do you.
He's scared though because he talks about him being the most. What is it?
Calls himself
Beauteous
the
man
most
on-
beautiful man
beautiful guy
on
in
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. If
Beautiful
you
guy on
punch
Yeah,
him in the
he's-
nose, he'd be crying. He says,
On the nose. Very specific. Boom.
yeah, I'd hate to get punched on the nose.
Oh, I know. Tell
I
me.
saw one. that.
Kick there one.
He says, you boys are in trouble when I
Kick there.
see you next. Because we celebrated the
So
non-Porto
you better be
goal.
careful, mate.
I've already got a broken nose, so it's fine.
You better be careful, mate. You're actually gonna become persona non grata at
Yeah,
YouTube.
you've had
Gathering, you've basically offered.
You both keep bringing it up, okay? So why don't you have a fight, you two? Go on.
No,
Why don't you do something?
the
for
only
once?
I've told you the only people I'd fight would be people that I respect. So I'd fight JCC or James Alcott because
Okay.
I have love and admiration for the
Well,
parent.
I respect everyone I've ever called out. Okay.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, because you want to beat them up.
I don't
Do-
want to
do
beat
you
them up.
honestly
I don't
think-
think I can beat them up.
No,
I don't think I can beat
No,
them
no.
up. It's about getting points and going out there as a winner. I'm trying to get points. Jab and move is called, Royce.
Or in your case, jab and slouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, says you're the one who's slouching right now. Best
Arsenal
posture
cross
on YouTube.
into the
mate.
box. Ooh,
Oh.
87 minutes.
God,
gone
this
here.
has been dull.
Nil
Talking
nil.
about dull Champions League
Who
games.
picked this game to get the
Why
specialist of
am I not
YouTube
in
live
a
stream
top
out?
one?
The specialist of YouTube live streams come all the way to
What's going
Paris.
on here? Where's
Yeah,
the ref
the
going?
king of
Stream a
kings,
0-0
the
on the
best,
Where's
best.
the ref going?
We fly the best of the best out here to work with us. God, he must be sitting there thinking, "What on earth are these?"
What
lot
are we
about?"
doing in a bunker?
Someone keeps telling me in the chat that it's your bedroom.
My bedroom. Oh, I don't mind that.
He has that weird blue light in his bedroom, innit?
Do you remember when you used to have the
Weird
cork
blue
balls?
light.
You have just
Do you remember
like
when
a
you used to
weird
have? Do you
blue
remember when
light
you used to
there.
have? Do you remember
It's
when
like
you
you're in a
did
window in
this-
Amsterdam.
Do you remember when you
I
lived?
do that. It's called being cinematic.
Do you remember when
Adam.
you lived? Mate, do you remember when you lived South London and you had that cork board up that you used to put your to-do list on it?
He'd leave his shopping list on there.
and it would say nothing. Yeah, Buvey's to-do list, and it would go like one thing in the week, laundry.
Man, I used to live in a dump in South London.
Where were you? You were around
wall
Oval, were
that
you?
was,
Elephant.
Elephant. That was only wall I could film against. That's how bad it was.
Booth, there's been a few suggestions for opponents for you in the chat. Do you want me to read them out?
Hang on. Let me get it in.
want me
I
to
love
read them
this.
out?
Thank you.
You don't need to. He's going to read it out.
No, mate,
No, I'm asking you.
hell.
If you don't want me to do it, I won't do it. Because
Go on. Don't worry, Ad, mate.
worry.
Go on, mate.
Do you want to fight Pieface?
He beat you up.
Pieface? What, from Plymouth? Plymouth Pieface.
Yeah, Plymouth
not
Pieface, not Polka
Um,
Pieface.
Yeah, I'd love to fight him. He's a great guy. I like
He
him. a
beats
lot.
you up though.
Plymouth fan as well. Proper Plymouth Argyle.
What
fan.
about Reeve?
Yeah.
I'd fight Reeve. Yeah,
He'd
of course,
batter you,
Of course
though.
I would. But I don't think he'd be up for the challenge.
John Slynn says True Geordie.
No, John Slynn said
Yeah.
Reeve would destroy.
No,
you.
look, True Geordie.
I
He's
don't
had
know.
two questions.
Oh,
True
he's
Geordie.
not
Do you know
shy,
what?
is he?
Reeve, what's the fight where they came in too lean? I think it was Wilder against Fury. You know, he was too athletic, too lean. And they
Is that you?
in the first
Are you
Fury
about
fight.
to say that
No,
would be
I'm
me?
Fury, who's flabby and overweight, but can
Yeah. Take a dig.
yeah.
You think you can
Get
take a dig?
chinned and get back up again and get a draw.
I'll get
That's me.
knocked down.
But I get up again.
again.
Nick a draw. Get 1 point away from home. I'll take that.
Okay.
So you
Oh, Booth, are you actually going to do this fight? Like, do you?
If
Or do you
someone signs
honestly?
me up,
I'll sign you up.
I'm sat here waiting. I'm sat here waiting.
There's Howson's flown in.
Uh,
You got
Can't
Don
fight.
Robbie.
He's about 5'2".
fight Rory Talksball.
Talk
Who's that?
sport.
No, not Rory
Oh,
Talksball.
Rory talks ball.
Who's that?
Oh, that.
I know who he
Yeah,
is.
I know who he is. Yeah.
He's a TikToker. Would you fight him?
Fuck
Yeah,
TikTok.
of course. Yeah, of course.
You
I
probably-
just want one for the
These
bucket list.
TikTokers can only talk for 10 seconds and then they're fucked.
He's a TikToker.
No, you got to do
He
over a
loves
minute
TikTok.
now. Over a minute now, Ad.
He's
You're
fucked
not
after
up
that.
with the algorithm, mate.
Absolute dicks.
He's TikTok till he dies.
Yeah. No, I want to get off that
TikTok
platform.
till I die. Lee Gunner?
No, you can't fight Lee. He's too sound.
too
Also, he
small.
batters you.
Lee Gunner.
He batters you, mate.
Mate, he's taller than you.
Yeah,
Lee Gunner.
he batters you.
And he's one of the smallest guys I've ever seen on YouTube.
Well, wait. Who are we talking about? He's much taller than me.
Lee Gunner.
Yeah, he's much taller than me.
No, there's two Lees.
Not judges.
Lee Judges.
Bald dude.
No, Lee Gunner.
I've never
is-
seen the Lee Gunner
Lee Gunner's
in person,
the little
though.
one on the
How
Zoom
big he
call.
is.
The little Zoom Arsenal fan with the green screen. You've seen him. I put him in the group chat.
Oh,
He goes, Odegaard flicks his hair more than he does anything good for Arsenal and all that.
If you hate
No,
Odegaard
I'm
as an
talking
Arsenal fan,
the
you're
Lee
a
I
fucking
know.
Yeah, he
idiot,
hates him, man.
The Lee I know.
How much
and
of an
like-
idiot must you be to hate Odegaard,
He was on
your
Twitter
best
with
player?
he was on
Jesus
Twitter with DT.
Christ.
Oh, you should have seen what he said about DT on Twitter. Oh,
There's a lot you could say.
No, it was
about
he said it on Twitter like yesterday.
Odegaard, by the way, is so good, man. I think he's Arsenal's best player. I don't know
You
how
should
you can hate
fight
him.
Bevo.
He'd swallow him in one.
Oh, is that who that is? Is that who that is?
Hey, yo, that's wild.
Mate, that is terrible.
Bevo called out someone huge. Bevo called out Danny Aarons, I think it was. It was like, wow.
Danny from football.
Yeah. It was like, mate, why would he ever take a fight with Bevo, man? A guy who swallows food for a
Mate,
living.
the thing is, do you know what I don't understand? You know when you have a career, and this is applicable to every single person in this room, every single person watching the stream. And
We're into injury
obviously,
time, 3 minutes
When
now.
you have a career, I think you're always kind of looking for the next step. Like, am I going to be okay? Is my future secure? Is my family's future going to be secure? Do I have job security? If your shtick is fucking swallowing things without chewing, it's a shelf life on that, isn't there? Like,
He's been signed up to a talent agency.
like where'd you go from there? I don't know what happens post.
You have to,
that.
like
Starts
choke
fights.
yourself to a certain extent. You have to keep getting bigger and bigger, and eventually,
Like-
I think it leads to your demise.
Like there is,
yeah, exactly.
You're trying to swallow a whole pineapple on stream.
yeah. Like I don't know where you go from there. I don't chew when I swallow. Firstly, that has to be like the least impressive trait in the world.
I think it's quite impressive.
I don't chew when I eat.
think it's
Okay,
impressive.
mate, I'm going to the pub. You're a prick. Like I don't care. I couldn't care. I went out for I ate a hamburger. He ate a chicken. And he ate a steak today. This is 20 minutes before we went live. I saw it happen. I have no idea if he chewed or not. I don't fucking care because it's the least significant thing of a dinner. If your whole stick is I don't swallow, maybe you. Would you? I don't know what you do. Like ultimately, this runs dry. 7 or 8 days from now.
I think what's going to happen, he'll DM us trying to get on the show, like other sort of certain comedians have
Absolutely
reached
not,
out
mate.
for us.
He's not coming on. What do we do? Taxi 4.
Can we make him
that
swallow
kid
a
that
football?
Don't swallow. What's his name again?
Bevo.
Out. Absolutely not. I can't have. I just can't
Bevo's
have
a
it.
Chelsea fan as well, I think.
No.
That's why he's worried. You don't want to become the fifth one.
Oh God!
In 5 years' time, if you're-
Also, he's got a thing. My catchphrase, mate, the establishment. That's feeling old now. I need a new catchphrase. This fucker can swallow.
He'll do a match review and then swallow the mic.
Yeah. Fucking flames going down there. Yeah, I'll be in big trouble. God, is he a Chelsea fan?
Oh, you've had it, Roy. You've had it.
Yeah,
In 5 years' time, Rory Jennings is swallowing fish and chips whole, mate.
Yeah, watch this.
And
Dylan has come.
Bevo's sat here, mate.
By the way,
Bevo's sat
how
here.
bored are students these days? By the way, Dylan's commented. Bevo came to our uni club night,
As a what? As an act?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you would have got paid
taking
for that.
pictures with people.
Yeah, you would have, yeah.
That's
Like Cal the Dragon does it as well.
ridiculous. That's what, but at least Cal the Dragon's got skill. He's a goalie.
Against a plant pot and all that.
No, but he's a skilled man.
He's not.
He's a fucking Bevo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, chop me something for Rory to swallow.
That's one of the best
an
moments
amazing
I've
goal,
ever
by the
had.
way.
Buzz, what's a way to win it?
Oh.
Mate, they're a 3-point plug, I told you. They're a 3-point plug.
Oh, if they lose this tie, that's embarrassing. You can't lose this tie to Porto.
They've lost it.
Tweet
Not
that to
fourth
Miles
minute,
right
fourth
They're
now.
good defensively at Emirates. They'll be good
Yeah.
defensively at the Emirates.
Quote Miles' tweet with the goal
Yeah,
celebration.
do it. Please do
Stick
it.
that up your hole, Miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a finish? Who's
What's
this
the way
kid?
to win it?
I battered my shin doing that.
I'm out of breath.
They got a Bart Simpson flag.
Mate, what a way to win it. What a goal.
Vamos,
what a strike.
Porto.
Vamos.
Vamos, Porto. Come on, baby.
What's the Porto song, bro?
I don't know. You like the stadium as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely stadium, mate.
That's the
Is it
stadium where
Deleuze or Dragao?
Aguero cried.
Yeah.
Look at this finish.
What a fish, by the
Look,
way.
you don't care. You don't care.
Mate, what a
Gamble.
strike.
It's him that missed that chance, isn't it?
I think Ramsdale saves that.
Oh, no.
No, but it's good to create that. It's good to it unnerves him a bit.
Look at this.
Ramsdale saved that, no doubt.
Ramsdale
right?
saves that, I think,
Easy.
in my opinion.
Ramsdale catches it.
Yeah, yeah.
You just want it.
100%.
You want it to be destabilised.
Yeah,
back there.
Emi Martinez would have saved that.
That's an unreal
Bert
goal.
Leno catches that.
I don't think any keeper saves that. You know?
Apart
Hit the
from
side
Ramsdale.
netting.
Yeah, it's a great finish. What a
It's hitting.
finish.
That's an unreal
or no?
goal.
To what?
5 minutes played.
No.
Odegaard! Wide.
Let's be real. They've been rubbish. Let's be real. Because
It's
also
over.
fans
It's
will say
over.
they managed the game.
Wait, is it over?
It's over.
Have
The
you gone
fat
early?
lady has sung.
Nah, he's just gone that. It's, the time's
right.
still going.
Misleading.
I think this goal kick will be over, though.
It's very misleading body language.
I think
sir.
this goal kick will be
Arsenal
over.
have been rubbish. That's the fact.
That's my shin. I've dropped my beer. It's all going
Dropped
wrong.
your orange juice.
But Galeno has scored. That's 5 goals in 6 Champions League matches for him. I knew that.
For Galeno. I was thinking. I knew it was 4. I wasn't sure. It was
Yeah,
5.
yeah. I thought
Game over.
You said that earlier. Well done, man. Arsenal, the 3-point plug. Crap in Europe.
That's embarrassing. I did not predict that, to be honest. I thought 0-0, they'd leave the stadium there
That is
very
amazing.
comfortable.
That is just the dream, isn't it? That is the perfect way for Arsenal to get back into knockout European football. This is Arsenal. Arsenal in Europe. It doesn't make
They
sense.
bottled it, lads.
You know, Arsenal in certain competitions are very good. They're very good in the Premier League. They're very good in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
In Europe, they are just so lacking. And it just shows you that these traditions of football clubs matter.
Yeah.
You know, people go, well, none of those players were there. It's steeped. It's
in the
written in
stadium.
the walls. Yeah.
It's in the stadium.
And it brings an expectation to the fans as well that this can be done again.
What a
and I think
finish,
the
by
fans' mood changes the team's mood.
Look at
all
them
the
celebrating.
time.
Yeah.
Sheldon Jackson, welcome to the club. Thank you for joining us as a member. Remember, you can become a member and join the club.
Question for you. Do Porto go through or do Arsenal go through?
I think they'll hold on.
Well, we did say earlier in the
That
stream
they could lose.
Arsenal could lose 1-0 and still go through. We
They
did
could.
say
They
that.
could do that. The problem they have now is when they go to the Emirates, if Porto go 1-0 up,
It's over.
Or
it becomes-
do you think Porto
I think Arsenal
have
will
been
still go.
defensively strong enough to...
They have, I think.
Because they're giving away a lot of aerial opportunities for Arsenal. And
Half
we've said
chances.
it. Arsenal have scored more set-piece goals in the Premier League than anyone.
Yes.
And they had 4 or 5 chances today from set-piece. And you kind of go, if they have that same amount again, it at least goes to
Yeah,
extra
but
time.
you say that they had the chance, and they did, okay? The set pieces were very impressive. You've got to think of that one that went to the far post to Trossard. Trossard needs to score that. That's a training ground routine that has been executed to perfection by Declan Rice, and ultimately Trossard has shanked it and blazed it over the bar. If he scores that, it's a different game, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. And I think apart from that, the best chance of the game was the fellow who missed. You know, when we thought it was a goal and we were celebrating?
Yeah.
So the two best, not the 2 best chances, because the other one wasn't a chance at all. It was a work of art. You could hang it in the Louvre. But but the first one, the first chance that he missed, you know, it's going to be so much pressure now on Arsenal in that game. It's going to put pressure on them in the league as well. You know, the expectation in the league is going to become more
It's sat in the
significant.
Porto end. Unlucky.
The expectation in the league is going to become really significant now because they won't be thinking about the Champions League. You know, they've got the dream of winning the Champions League and it hasn't come true. I don't know now. I don't know. Do you think this will have any impact on their domestic game?
Yeah, I think it's got massive repercussions. They look so devoid of ideas today, creativity. It's all in good saying we'll manage it 0-0, take it to the Emirates. You can't do that against a side. You can do that against Bayern Munich.
Arsenal
away.
next game's Newcastle on
Porto.
the 24th, which is
2 days' time.
3 days' time on Saturday.
Beautiful.
So now you know it's Newcastle they're playing next. Could it have an impact? It's at the Emirates. Newcastle, a good side.
I think
Trying to
Arsenal-
play
Arsenal
themselves
beat-
into
I
form.
think Arsenal win. Although, do you know what? Every single team, this isn't only about Arsenal, this isn't even about the result. You know, you are never more likely to drop points in the league than when you've played European football midweek. Like, it's when you're at your most vulnerable.
Especially when you've gone through this emotional ringer and then you start thinking during the, like tomorrow they won't train.
Yeah, like
That's
Newcastle
Thursday.
United currently have only been thinking about Arsenal. Arsenal haven't given Newcastle United a thought until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to put them under pressure. But the quality is there. We've seen Arsenal be resilient so far. But their opportunity in Europe, I should have had that bet earlier.
What
You
bet was
should've.
that? Oh yeah.
You should have. You should
With our
have. You got
mates.
offered a bet,
I should
and
have.
we should have took it.
Yeah.
Oh God damn it! I could have made some money back.
Damn, I'd have made a fortune. Oh shit! Look at the team unity here with
1-0
Porto. though.
win.
For what? No, but it's not.
Beautiful. No,
it's only
I'm
half
saying
time.
it's-
though,
it's
isn't
an
it?
amazing win.
It is only half
Amazing
time.
win.
Like I think the scoreline isn't significant. Like I think Arsenal are capable of beating Porto at home by more than one goal.
I agree.
But
I think
that
Arsenal still
I
go
think
through.
the defeat and the nature of the defeat is more significant than the scoreline.
Yeah.
Like Arsenal can obviously win 2-0. You know, if the game was being played tonight at the Emirates, I think Arsenal could have easily won 2-0. But the damage that can come from losing a game in these circumstances, we'll find out how resilient they are. You know, they've demonstrated a huge resilience when they lost those 2 consecutive London derbies. West Ham, Fulham. They then bounced back and they've broken records.
They
since.
lost away to Lens.
Is it fair to say though that
Yeah,
you know
of
when they
course,
lose
of course.
those 2 games, the expectation of Arsenal winning the league or being the team that wins the league drops. So therefore, with the lack of expectation
It's
of that,
easier,
it's easier
to
to
play.
perform.
It's like when do you remember when they bottled the league? I think they lost to Tottenham.
Yeah.
And then they went away to Newcastle and they won. And everyone was like, yeah, they've won it. They've beaten Newcastle. You go, well, yeah, of course they've beaten Newcastle now because the pressure's off.
Yeah.
It's also finished in Naples.
Yeah, 1-1 between Napoli and Barcelona. Big goal from Victor Osimhen. You know what's great as well, Ro? We've got 2 Arsenal fans in this room with us.
I know, that's why
beautiful, isn't
I
it?
know. Can't
Beautiful.
wait.
It's
Can't
beautiful.
wait.
Look how sad they are. I wish you could see
wait.
what we can see.
Miserable.
But yeah, 1-0 to Porto. Absolutely fantastic. You know what, guys? I've absolutely enjoyed this stream.
Been
It's
very
been a
good
laugh.
fun.
It's
It's been
a
good
laugh.
fun. We've had a good chat.
Yeah, you
You've
too.
been
You've
funny.
been funny, bro.
You've been well worth the money that you're on, mate.
Your bumhole's been going like that today as well, boo.
My what?
Shut yourself. Yeah, your bumhole.
A bumhole.
Yeah, it's been puckering like that. You've been scared,
hell,
man. You shit
We're in
yourself
the
today.
city of love, and you're talking shite like
No,
that.
but you've
For God's sake.
basically everyone.
We're in the
Your
same
bumhole is a
city
portal
as
to
where
love.
Mona Lisa is. Okay.
You've been terrified of everyone that's been put in front of you.
You have, yeah, you bottled it.
You've been bottling.
You want
I'm
to
just
fight
saying.
Bevo?
Bottom what?
Would you fight the swallowing kid?
Yeah, I'll fight the guy. The swallows stuff whole.
Swallow you whole.
He swallow you, mate. Mate, I'll tell you what. If he does that, he's welcome on the show. Now.
Yeah. You'll be, anyway.
Anyway,
I was about to say some mad stuff.
I know.
On that note, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a beautiful night of, what was it? Continental European football. It's been absolutely class. It's been great watching Porto beat Arsenal, and it's great being sponsored by Super 6. Thank you so much to Super 6 for sponsoring the club. Make sure you're keeping locked and engaged with the Super 6. No one won this round, so there can be a little rollover potential towards the end of March. And now's the best time to be getting involved, because we could see this jackpot go from 250, 500, 750, 1 million, and you need to be involved with that. So make sure you're clicking the link in the description below. My co-hosts are
that's money.
so helpful
Let
when
me
I'm
do
doing
it.
these reads.
Big money,
I mean, look at them. So make sure you're downloading the Super 6 app. Get involved with that. Make sure you're getting on the next round on the Premier League on the weekend as well. Thank you to Rory.
I'm making us
thank you
big
to
money, bro.
Buvey.
Look. All this money.
Roy's liking his own stream to get more money.
Look at all the likes, hearts.
Can you also hit that like button? Subscribe if you're not a part of it. We got some big uploads coming this
And
week.
look, Buvey versus Buvey. I mean, Buvey.
We've got to end on that. We've got to end on that. Thank you so much. We'll see you very, very soon.